Greetings, listeners. This is Ryan, the DM for Taverns and Caverns. Today's session is going to be a little bit different. We have some extra story content for you all. Just wanted to throw a quick warning out there that today's session may have a bit more mature content than others. Not so sure how that's going to work just yet due to the different players and the story. Just depends on how things go. But I just wanted to throw that warning out there beforehand. How side stories, how they're going to work is that they're all standalone stories that are happening within some time frame of the Taverns and Caverns storyline of our main campaign with Nomu and Cat and Co, I should say. So first side story one is going to focus on characters that have yet to be introduced. I have actually new players. I do have one returning player from Taverns and Caverns, and that is Mr. Robert, that plays Nomu. So we have 3 additional new players for this session. And again, this is going to be taking place probably about 4 years prior to the current Taverns and Caverns podcast story. So prior to Nomu and Co. meeting up, this is taking place 4 years prior to that. So I just want to go around the table really quick to introduce the players and have them introduce their characters. Give a quick description of your character, physical attributes and whatnot, what class they are. Again, with this being a side story standalone, everyone is starting at level 5 for today's session. So just keep that in mind. All right, so our first player is up. Go ahead, Jake.
So, hi, my name's Jake Life. Today I'm going to be running the Warforged Druid of the Spores, Casterway. Casterway is a character who comes from some very humble beginnings, primarily being cast away as a creature that was caught in the act trying to do some roguish activities and was thrown away into some swamps. Over that time period after he was made inert, the swamps kind of grew into him, and now he's become an extension of them. So I hope you enjoy this character.
Cool. All right, next up.
Well, hi guys, my name is Peter. I will be playing Gridaxia von Richter, and he's the son of he's an artificer, specifically a battlesmith. He's going to be playing as the son of a merchant. You know, he's really he's been going around to different cities. Got picked up by a dwarven master because of his smithy skills, and now after in training for so long, he's out to venture the world, trying to find new things to build and make and create. So, yeah, that's about it.
All right, cool. And before we move on to the next player, I just want everyone listening to know that for the Artificer, we are going off of the Unearthed Arcana version of the Artificer for 5e. So it's still a play test class. However, I've allowed it for this session. Trust me, Peter, you might be in trouble.
Oh boy.
All right, so we'll go on to the next player.
I am Robert Jones, and I'll be playing the Elf Noble, Lord Lagonith Valpine. He has long golden hair that flows past his lower back, easily mistaken for a girl because he has delicate features. He's from an elf nation called Estelle Duin, and he owes everything to his Lord Butterfriend.
Lord Butterfriend.
Who also kicked out Nomu from that elf city. And he is a eldritch knight who likes to enchant his sword. He's very clean.
All right. Is that it?
Yes.
All right, next player.
Hey guys, my name is Anthony. I'm going to be playing Adagio bass jams. Adagio is Italian for sheet music for slow, so his name's Slow Jams. He's a bard drow. He comes from an entertaining background, and he's actually doesn't really have a place he calls home. He's roughly similar to a traveling music people, similar to what you'd call like a circus, something like that. He's a very entertaining person, quite a gambler, and he does like to lighten the mood up anytime or any chance he gets.
Okay.
And I hope you guys like him.
I'm excited.
Cool. All right, so again, that's all the players for the side story. And I will actually be playing an NPC that accompanies the cast on this side story session. And I will be playing a female wizard, and her name is Avaris de Darkmore. She is a half elf, and she studies the school of necromancy. So you will see this NPC jumping in from time to time in this session. But with that, I want to go ahead and get started. All right, side stories.
Here we go.
Episode 1, Death's Embrace. So, we will be starting in what is known as the Federation of Dorwyn. Dorwyn is a nation that is comprised of several individual towns and cities within the northeastern portion of the continent Tirister. It is to the east of the nation of Londe, and for all of our listeners that have listened to the main story of Taverns and Caverns, our current cast is in Londe, which is to the west of the Ashmar Rise Mountains. But for today's side story, things will be taking place on the eastern side of Ashmar Mountains in the nation of Dorwyn. Also, today we will have our characters participating in the story. It will be within 4 years prior to the current cast of Taverns and Caverns meeting. So this is 4 years in the past. So there may be names spoken that you guys know of from the current podcast or whatnot. But we're going to go ahead and start in a town known as Wolfpine. In the town of Wolfpine, there lives a noble, a human noble, by the name of Sir Archibald de Darkmore. Sir Archibald de Darkmore is a man with exquisite taste when it comes to treasures and artifacts of the ancient times of Tirister. Mr. or Sir Archibald has called in several travelers, mercenaries, and adventurers of any kind to that are willing to delve into a nearby ruins known as the Bellowing Ruins in search of a particular piece of treasure. So that's where we're going to start today's session. We will be starting with everyone meeting at Sir Archibald's residence, his mansion. So we're going to go ahead and say that Mr. Robert Jones's character, Lagoneth, right? Lagoneth Valpine, has already arrived. So let us go ahead and start this conversation. As Lagoneth arrives to the residence of the Darkmoors, he is greeted by a few guardsmen. They are wearing leather armor, and they have the house crest sigil on their chest, on their tabards. They welcome Sir Lagoneth Valpine, and one of the guards steps forward. "Welcome, sir. Are you here to have business with the Lord?"
Of course I do. I'm here on business, and business only.
"And your name, sir?"
Lord Lagoneth Valpine. Thank you.
Yes.
It is your pleasure.
We are expecting you. Please, follow me.
He walks off, and you see two serving boy and a serving girl behind him.
As
Good lord.
As Lagoneth is taken into the residence, it is a large mansion, and he is brought into the main lobby area. The guard stops, and he turns around and looks at Lagoneth. "Wait here, please. I will go and get Sir Archibald de Darkmore." And the guard steps out, and it's probably about a couple minutes, and after a couple minutes go by, Archibald steps forward. He's in golden robes laced with bright red stripes all around. He steps into the lobby, and he looks over at Lagoneth. "Ah, Sir Lagoneth Valpine. It is a pleasure to meet you. I am Archibald de Darkmore. So you have come with my request to search the ruins, is that correct?"
I have, and by the look of this place, you have exquisite taste.
"Well, thank you, my kind sir. I also have exquisite taste for the treasures of the ancient times of Tirister. Are you much of a ruin or dungeon delver?
A pretty dark and dirty place, but I have no problem going into one.
Sir Lagoneth, what brings you to the town of Wolfpine? It's very rare we get other nobles traveling around these parts, such as yourself.
He does a girlish laugh. Lord Butterfriend has sent me on errands to, I guess, vacation. Is that the word for it?
So you're on vacation. Is that correct?
Of course. Why not partake in a few activities on the side?
Oh, well, yes. Well, hopefully, if you find what I'm looking for, there'll be an extra 8,000 gold in your pockets. And a good word from me to Sir Butterfriend. Lord Butterfriend, correct me. I'm sorry.
I like the sound of that.
All right, so as Lagoneth is talking with Archibald, we want to go ahead and introduce another character that steps in. And we will go ahead and say that's Peter's character. So as, what was his name again?
Gridaxia.
Gridaxia. So the same pleasantries is given to Gridaxia, and he's brought into the lobby with the guards. However, as Gridaxia is stepping in, Lord Volpon, I know you wanted to be in mid-conversation with Archibald. While Gridaxia is stepping in, go ahead and make me a perception check, Peter. Okay, so you hear what Lord Volpine is saying. So Archibald and Lord Volpine are both speaking to one another as Gridaxia steps in.
And the guards show up. Can you believe that? And I say, I've paid for her, so she is my property for this night and this night alone. And I slapped her with a bag of gold. Can you believe she got mad? I told her, this is more gold than you'll ever see in your life, and I just slapped you with it.
Sir Archibald just chuckles a bit, and then he looks over at Gridaxia. We have another guest.
This is a nice place you got here.
Oh no.
Oh, who's this?
And, sir, may I ask your name?
Oh, I'm sorry. My name is Gridaxia von Richter.
So, Gridaxia von what? Richter?
Von Richter.
Von Richter. And where do you come from?
Well, I can't really say, but let's just say I'm from the Verbador Mountains.
Okay, from the mountains, Verbaldor Mountains. Up with the dwarves, then.
Yes, with the dwarves. Yes, sir.
You're not a dwarf yourself?
No, sir.
Were you born there?
I was not. I can't really say too much about that, but
You good?
I'm good. My dwarven master just wanted me to, venture the world here, and that's why I'm away.
All right.
Let's just leave it at that.
All right, Gridaxia, very well. And as you're introducing yourself, let's enter the next character. We will say it is Jake's character.
Kind of stumbling about. Decent walking speed is a warforge, but a warforge not made of very much metal. In fact, almost predominantly made of really rooted out wood. And it kind of ducks a bit as it comes into the door and sees someone actually slightly taller than him in grid. Yes, I came here for the ad.
You also know that?
Grotesque.
Sir Archibald
Yes,
looks down
grotesque.
at the warforge, and he spots to see if the warforge is dirty in any way, shape, or form.
Very much so.
Archibald narrows his eyes a bit, and he kind of... Warforged, you're dirtying my floors. I don't appreciate that. What is your name? You said it was?
I am but a mere castaway. My apologies for harming your well-manicured floors. I'm more used to the wilds.
Sounds like it.
Your ruins. I've wanted to venture over there more than a few times. Now there's enough for me to go in and, well, maybe not be destroyed.
Archibald just
nods his head. Well, I don't care what happens to you, as long as you find my damn treasure.
Well, there's very few people who can find things quite as well as Castaway.
Well, Castaway, I hope you know what you're doing, and the next time you step into my residence, wipe your feet clean.
Business given.
Oh, then I won't venture into your residence. If you like, I will leave. I'll wait for everyone else, but I'll be out front. You've got a wonderful pair of morels that are growing.
No, you're already here. I'll just have my servants clean what you've made.
Just
Stay.
don't let them touch me. That might be harmful to them.
You see Gridaxia is just intently staring at you.
You're a tall one. Few of the humans get quite as big as you.
I'd like to take you apart.
I would prefer you not.
Hello?
I've been taken apart once before, and it took several years for me to be put back together. It's boring down there.
I think I could be a little faster than that.
Well, maybe we'll venture that once I get the interest to do so. Oh, you're pretty. You're like a flower. But a man, right?
Of course I'm a man.
Oh. Well, good for you.
Did you hear that, Franklin?
Oh, such
That
clear
boy's
company.
man.
You have a turtle! Oh, is it a warforged like me? I don't like how metal it is. I can get you a real turtle. I don't know of any of them named Franklin, though.
No, Frank's a little special, so I'm gonna keep this one.
Okay. You're cute.
Oh no.
So as you guys are speaking to one another, the guard pulls in the last possible hire for the job. Comes in Anthony's character.
Get your hands off me.
Guard looks at... What's his name again? I'm sorry.
Adagio.
Adagio. The guard looks at Adagio. Sir, calm down. I am only bringing you to my lord's lobby.
Well, let me walk at my own pace then.
You are walking too slow and staring around too frequently. We don't trust outsiders. You're here to do a job, and that's it. No exploring the mansion.
Why the hell do you have an ad in the paper if you don't want people walking in here? Never mind. Anyway.
The guard pulls him in the lobby, and Archibald looks your way. I'm sorry, I did not catch your name. What is your name?
My name is Adagio Gems. You can call me Base.
Mr. Bass. I see. Welcome to my lovely mansion.
It is very lovely, but apparently I'm not allowed to look around.
You are not.
What a shame. It's a beautiful place, though. Look at you.
He just kind of Laguna just puts out a hand and a small boy takes it and starts rubbing his nails.
Well, that was interesting. So what you see in front of you is basically a roughly 5'9", 5'10", very slender, dark-skinned drow. And he's got silver hair, silver eyes, and he's very, very handsome. He has an assortment of what looks like a circus on his back, full of instruments, things of others, first aid, all kinds of things. You can imagine he's been around the block a few times and knows a little bit about everything.
Are you a traveling singer?
No, singers. No, I'm a musician. It's different.
You have no stories to tell then.
Oh, I have plenty of stories to tell. I am also a storyteller. Don't get that messed up.
Laguna just kind of just shakes his head and minds his own business as he's being fed grapes.
Fun crowd you guys have here.
Archibald's.
Hello.
Hey,
Archibald looks down at everyone. He is a few steps. He's on a staircase while he's talking to you all. So he's looking down at you all, and he begins to walk down towards you guys. So, this is all the help that I'll be getting for this mission. As you all know, I have placed an ad out for mercenaries, adventurers like yourselves, in order to seek for specific treasure in the northern ruins. Have you all heard of the Bellowing Ruins here in Dorwyn?
I have.
Have you ever been there?
No, I'm not dumb.
How about you three? Have you ever been to the Bellowing Ruins?
Of
Do you
course
know
I
anything
have.
about it?
I've only heard of it. Never been there though.
I
I've
still.
only been in this town for about 5 days now. What's the Bellowing Ruins?
Well, you have an interesting accent. Where are you from?
That's none of your business, son.
Ah, from there.
Anyways, so now that we've all kind of met one another, I want to go over the specifics of this request. For those that don't know, the Bellowing Ruins, they are ancient ruins that have been here in Dorwyn for quite some time. They go back to ancient times of Tiraster. Not very many people travel to these ruins as they are extremely dangerous. Y'all have heard of the Adventurers Guild, I'm assuming. Know about them, what they do.
Know all about them.
So, I am a collector of sorts. I love to collect ancient relics, artifacts, treasures of the old times. My sources have provided me with information that there is an amulet deep within the ruins. I want this amulet, and I want it untouched. There are other treasures I'm assuming these ruins will hold, but none as important and none as wondrous as this so-called amulet. Now, I am willing to pay all of you a very hefty amount of gold to retrieve this amulet for me.
Base's ears perk up.
I see that you like the sound of gold, Sir Base.
Nothing better than it clanking together in my pocket.
Well, how does 8,000 gold your way sound?
Sounds like you got a man for the job.
I could buy a lot of stuff with that.
He plucks his
Can
lip.
I just see your things? Your antique? I'm a collector too.
Oh, yes? What kind?
Well, he pulls up all of his weapons and different mail and armor. Well, this is what I've made so far from what I've seen. And I'm pretty sure I can make anything that I can see.
Oh, you're a handyman, huh?
So, Archibald steps down. Interesting. Let me take a look at that. He looks down at what you're showing him. So what exactly are you showing, Archibald? Like things you've created as an artificer?
Yes.
So what kind of things do you have here?
There's a weird... His first item he actually made was a bag of holding, and it's a decent bag. A very decent.
All right. And what else do you have? Is that
And
it?
then his boots.
Okay. Archibald is going to go ahead and make a roll here. Okay. So he doesn't know exactly what the bag is. It just looks like a normal leather bag to him. This is just a normal leather bag. What's so special about this?
Oh.
You're talented.
He starts to slowly dump the bag upside down, like different like
It's random.
ores drop out.
Oh, I've seen one of these before.
Archibald,
That's pretty well done.
he kind of gives you a little smile. Ah, it's a bag of holding. Forgive me, I wasn't aware that's what it was. It's so poorly crafted. I am a man of great taste, and everything you have shown me here is nothing I would collect. But you are a collector of junk. Understood.
Damn.
I like your junk. Hold on. In your tongue, that's weird.
No offense, Sir Gradoxia, but my tastes are just of a much more rich taste to
He
it.
doesn't want your trash. Is what he's trying to say.
He's saying he just wants fancy gold trimming.
That's what I'm hearing.
Anyways,
Just remember, one of these days, this place will be trashed too.
Archibald looks
You seem like you're erotic. Are you okay?
Oh, I'm
Castaway's way.
just living.
Just a deciduous
Warforged.
type, huh? Gotcha.
I would hold your tongue.
I don't have one to hold.
I will hold your mouth shut.
I sound the same, but okay.
How about you just stop talking for now?
Oh, one of those. Sorry.
So,
It's been a while.
the deal is this. You go into these bellowing ruins and you search for this amulet. Any amulets you find, you bring to me. I am a generous man. I know how dangerous these ruins can be. Not very many people return from these ruins, just so you know. They're called the Bellowing Ruins for a reason. Now, any treasure you find that is not the amulets, you bring to me. I will look over them, and I will most likely not care much for them. So whatever treasure you find most likely will be yours to keep amongst yourselves, along with the 8,000 gold per person that I will provide you. However, the amulet that you find is mine. Again, whatever treasures you find, I will go over it. Whatever I don't want, they are yours. And I'm very picky when it comes to my treasure. So, 8,000 gold per person. And whatever treasure you find, most likely will be in your hands. Now, there is another thing I must tell you. You see, the Bellowing Ruins, the Adventurers Guild has previously sent several parties there. Many of the townsfolk here in Wolfpine have gone missing. Some say that people have been dragged off to the Bellowing Ruins and have never returned. That's quite the possibility. There could be bandits. There could be monsters, creatures living in the ruins. They're ancient. Who knows what those ruins may hold. But if you do come across people, townsfolk from Wolfpine, or even other nearby towns, if they happen to be there, release them, free them. People are complaining here in Wolfpine, and I, being one of nobility, it is my duty to serve and give these lowborns something to appreciate. So, it's like killing two birds with one stone. Do you get what I'm saying?
You have such a kind heart for the peasants.
That's not.
Sir Lagonith,
Okay.
please don't think I have a kind heart. I could care less about the townsfolk or the commoners. However, if the goals align and you find my treasure and you're able to free these people or find these people if they're still alive, the gods forbid, then I will not only gain the recognition, but I will also gain the support from the family members of the lost ones. You see where I'm coming from. However, if it's out of your way, I don't expect any of you to do that.
Politician. I remember words like that.
Gross.
Well, if it's in our reach, I guess I'll free them.
Put it this way. The Adventurers Guild have sent several parties there. None of the parties have returned. It has been weeks since the Adventurers Guild has sent anyone to the Bellowing Ruins. I'm assuming they've halted sending any of their members to the ruins for the loss of the prior party members.
How do you know they didn't just take everything and bounce?
You're going to find out for me.
8,000 gold's light for that.
Ah,
Well, the deal is you find my amulet and you get the 8,000 gold, so you come back empty-handed, well, I don't know what to tell you. It's a very easy job as far as what you need to do.
It sounds easy enough. Lord Butterfriend has taught me all I need to know in the arts of self-defense. So
Arts, huh?
we should be fine.
Well,
True.
I checked his credit report and he pays up. So that's why I'm here.
And one more thing, gentlemen. I'll be having someone accompany you to make sure that you do not run away with my amulet or you do not act a fool. Now, Sir Lagonath Valpine here, you work under Lord Butterfin.
Oh, of course.
I have contacts, and I'm a very high noble here in Wolfpine. I'm sure a man such as yourself wouldn't go back on the word of another noble's name, would you?
Never. Lord Butterfriend has taught me well.
Good. So not only will you be watching these other three, I will have my daughter accompany you as well. She will be watching your backs, and she will be making sure that the treasure you gain is evenly distributed amongst you. and that none of you steal what is rightfully mine. Understood?
Oh, wouldn't think of it.
Understood.
And Sir Lagoneth, your servant boy and girl there, you're not bringing them with you to the ruins, are you?
He looks around. Oh, them. Whatever their names were, I guess I don't need them with me. You've served your purpose, right?
The boy and the girl look up at Sir Lagoneth, and they don't really speak. They seem as if they're not very talkative, but they seem
Oh no, they're not talkative.
they seem very, very confused and not knowing what to do.
He rubs his chin. Do you mind if I leave these two here until I come back?
Archibald looks over them. Yes, as long as they're not causing havoc. They won't be staying in my mansion, though. I'll have them be watched over in the town.
You hear that? You'll be watched over. Now, skedaddle.
Archibald calls for one of his guards. Guard! Take these two servants away until Sir Lagoneth returns. You see the guard takes the two servants, and he takes them out. And as he takes them out, it's messed up, man.
As the little boy walks by, Castaway is just gonna kind of lean over.
Share this with you and your sister. Might as well have something nice while you're away.
The boy looks at the whatever you gave him. What is it?
He gives him like a small colony of mushrooms that kind of grow off of a portion of him. Basically, it gave him like enough to make a mushroom stew.
He would look dead at Lord Lagoneth. My lord? Put that filthy thing away and get where you're going. Don't hand my kids things.
Oh, they're yours.
No,
Oh, wait.
but I own them.
Oh, you're one of those. Understood. That'll be enough that you can eat, or you can throw it away. All is very much within the order.
You're still here? He's looking at the two children.
The guard takes them away. Sir Archibald rubs his hands together. All right, gentlemen, we have a deal. Do you know what everything that needs to be done? Do we have an understanding?
Yes.
We do. Understood.
All right. Very well. He holds his hand up and he looks over his shoulder. Daughter, come. And you see a half-elf woman with white hair, green eyes, steps out. She's in dark robes, and she has a staff in her hand, and she steps out, all dark robes.
You basically described a drow. I was like, wait, what?
Yeah, no, she's not a drow. She's half-elf, lighter skin, white hair. She steps out. You see she has a serious look to her, or expression on her face. She doesn't really seem like a very talkative one. She looks at the four of you, and then Archibald looks her way. Aviris, you are to accompany them to the Bellowing Ruins. Make sure that they do not run off with any of my treasures. I have promised them 8,000 gold each, if they are to find my amulet. We've spoke about it. You know what I'm looking for. The rest of the treasure they may have amongst themselves after you've inspected it. You know what kind of treasure I like, so if it's something I want, you take it. Agreed? Or I should say, understood. And you see his daughter, Avaris, she just nods yes. And she looks like she's about 25 years old, fairly young, half-elf. And she looks your way. Very well. Are you all ready to go now? Or do you prefer to rest for the rest of the day?
Franklin and I are ready.
I'm ready.
Let's get this show on the
I
road.
can go at any time.
Very well. So Archibald looks over. And gentlemen, good luck to you. Also, Sir Lagoneth, I'd hate to say it. If you do for some reason happen to pass away on this mission, what should you have me do with your servants?
Send them.
Bury them.
What?
Bury them with me.
No. Send them back to Erinshire. to Lord Butterfriend. He would know what to do with them.
Very well. Off with you then. I have business to attend to. And Sir Archibald begins to walk away. And as he walks away,
They would bury their servants with them if they passed away. Dirty as hell.
that's fucked
Even
up.
if they're alive.
That's messed up.
Dark.
He don't
Super
want
dark.
them in his grave.
Avaris looks your way and she goes, well, if you're ready, let's go. I don't have time to waste. I'd rather get this done quickly.
As we're getting ready to leave,
Sorry.
Casterway. So I assume he was sitting on like a wooden chair of sorts, right?
Yeah.
So he just kind of, when he places his hand on it, he just kind of mumbles something a little bit in a language I don't think anybody knows, and he leaves a little something on the chair for them in the future.
For who? The
For Lord Archibald.
Oh, okay,
The
okay.
rest of all. Of them.
Okay, gotcha.
Mhm. Basically, he put a little black mold on the bottom of it, and it'll start to grow over time.
Give me a second.
I can do a slide.
Yes, do a sleight of hand for me.
Oh, you got it. So I got a 12 plus 1, so I got a 13.
Okay. Alright, so Avaris doesn't notice you do that.
Mm-hmm.
So she's walking out with you, and you're accompanied by one of the guards as well. As you're walking, she has a very strict tone to her voice. She looks at Base. You. What can you do?
Anything.
Be a little bit more elaborate. I'm going to a dungeon with possible creatures that can kill us. I want to know what my team members can do.
Okay. He reaches into his circus-like backpack, pulls out a rapier.
Okay.
I do know how to use this, and I have put down many on top of it. Now, I am a very blessed musician, which allows me to speak spoken words. I can do a lot of things and make you better at what you do.
Very good. And what about you?
Oh, you must be me. As you know, my blade is well known in Estendul.
Estelle Dewin?
Yes. My blade is well known, so is my magic.
I hear that your name is Sir Lagoneth Valpine.
Lord Lagoneth Valpine, if you would.
Lord. Are you really a lord? You serve another lord known as Butterfriend, am I right?
The High Lord, Lord Butterfriend. A great man in all respects.
So you're his lapdog.
Damn.
Well, why not? He's taught us everything.
Well, I hope he's taught you enough to survive these ruins. And what about you? What can you do?
Me? Well, I can make your weapons better. I can make your armor better. Also, I got little Franklin here that'll protect you, and I can shoot a little thing or two.
She looks down. So, describe Franklin really quick. What exactly is Franklin?
So Franklin is Grid's little iron defender.
Okay.
That being, he's a little turtle.
Okay.
He's made out of nuts and bolts.
Oh.
He created Grid created him at a very young age where he needed a friend, and
Okay.
Franklin's gonna always be by his side.
So the Iron Defender is a particularly a thing that artificers get.
Yes.
Okay.
Over time, as they enhance their skills, they make their Iron Defender a little stronger, a little better, a little faster.
Okay,
All the above.
Gotcha. Okay. So she looks down at the Iron Defender. You named this thing Franklin?
Yeah, his full name's Franklin Notterbolts.
It's a good name.
It is a good name.
I like it.
What a queer name.
She looks over at the Warforged. And what about you,
Oh,
Warforged? What can you do?
well, I didn't get so formally introduced. I'm Caster. You can just call me Caster.
Got it.
Thank you. I appreciate you. You've been nice. You, well, ugh.
What an interesting fellow.
So,
Better
what
than
do
that
I
being
do?
interesting.
You know, once upon a time, I was very adept at being able to sneak into places that had rich people just like you, and I would put them to sleep with stuff that I got from people like him, except that they wouldn't wake up again.
Is that a threat, Warforged?
Wait a second.
No, that was what I did. I was a roguish type warforged, built originally to be a poisoner.
And you see he kind of moves his arm that has been rolled with these shelf-like fungus that have built over top of the wood. There's some metal that's in there, and as the wood kind of cracks a bit, you see a little bit of air escape, and these vials come out of the tops of his forearm.
I'm a poisoner.
Oh, dreadful.
I
Don't
used
touch
to be. These haven't been as useful anymore.
And they recede back into his arm.
Now I've decided to become one with the way of the life. As a warforged, that's weird for many, I guess, but, well, something just grew in me. Now I can speak to
You
the
get it?
creatures in the
Lego, you
water.
get it?
I can take you to fresh water, I can promise you that, no matter where we're at. I'll find good, healthy food for all of us, and I can trap any type of animal.
As you can see, and you see at this point, he kind of pulls the little bit of something that's held his backpack together, and these rack of elk antlers kind of fold out.
I tend to fold these up when going into small homes.
And you see he's got this large rack, the meat's still kind of attached to the back of it a little bit, it's dried out, but
Anything that you would like for me to introduce to the circle of life, I'm happy to do it for you.
I would prefer that you don't.
Oh,
Franklin, let's step back a little away from that guy a little bit.
but I like Franklin. He reminds me of my friends in the swamp.
So what do you mean you said that people like me like drows or?
Yeah, I have some drow poison on me right now. Would you like to see it?
Yeah,
Don't
let me
smell
see
it, it'll put you to sleep.
Oh, that's really interesting.
Yeah, your
Never-
people are quite adept at killing people. At a time, that was important to me, too. Now, I would rather just take more of a natural step.
The queer company I keep. Sacrifices must be made.
I mean, 8,000 gold is all I need for motivation on this one.
I'll keep you
8,000
alive,
gold.
too. Don't worry, I'm a healer.
Very well. You see, Avaris looks at all four of you after you kind of explain what all you can kind of do. Well, we're here to retrieve the amulet. I don't care about anything else. I don't care if we find the townsfolk. I don't care if we find bandits. Whatever's in our way, we kill it. We retrieve the amulet. Got it?
Understood.
I'm not your friend. I'm not here to make friends. I'm here for the treasure and the treasure alone.
Trust me, I did not make that mistake walking in here.
I was hoping to make a friend or two, but that's okay. You don't look like that big of a friend to me.
No, we're not friends, Warforged.
Well, I can introduce you to a friend. Go outside. Well, we're outside.
Yeah, you're outside now.
You can meet Colt.
Oh, finally
Come over
fresh
this
air.
A cult.
Yeah, Colt 4 and 5.
Is that the drink?
I've heard they
What?
make that before.
No. That's my horse.
Oh, you have a horse. I want to try this drink. Colt 45, huh?
Oh, y'all want a drink?
Is your horse well bred?
Does your horse zigzag?
No, he's just a regular old horse. What? What
Oh.
in the hell?
I was confused. I heard a song by an old bard that led me a different way.
What was his name?
You know what? Pretty happy that I don't remember that one. It wasn't you.
Oh.
But you, Lagoneth, right? You said y'all want a drink?
I prefer if you speak at me as my lord, but yes, Lagoneth.
Grim pulls out a jug, very well decorated. It's filled with some strong ass liquor. Pours.
Fermentation.
Takes a sniff. Oh,
That looks like it'll drop my age back a couple years. Couple hundred.
It'll put some hairs on your chest, make you look a little more manly.
I am manly.
What you humans consume is beyond me.
Hair on my chest will only get shaved again.
You're one of those.
What do you have, like wool on your chest or something?
I will not drink that. Only the finest wines into this body.
Let me see that. I take it. Whew.
I might
Okay.
use some of that poison.
I can
Alright, it's
actually
just
use this as a healing agent. I'm just gonna keep that.
Alright, anyways. Back to business. Are you all equipped? Are you prepared for this journey to the ruins? It'll probably take us a couple days to reach there.
Very well equipped. And while you all sleep, I can keep trudging forward if that will help. My kind doesn't need rest.
Very well.
I don't need much either.
How many days it takes?
A couple days to get there.
Okay.
Each day I have my unseen servant doing things for me, like gathering food.
Well, the food it gathers for you hopefully will be good. I can at least make sure it won't kill you.
If he comes near me, you will warn me, servant. Don't let him come near me.
You talking to me?
I'm talking to my unseen servant. Who's unseen?
That's why I'm confused.
Alright.
I always imagine them as like little floating hands with the gloves on, right?
Right.
Like butler gloves.
Oh, like
oh,
from
yeah.
like
Oh.
Fantasia.
Yeah.
Dun, dun, dun.
Alright, so Avaris is gonna double check. So you all have your equipment. We're ready.
Yes.
Yeah, we're ready.
Very well, then let us head north to the Bellowing Ruins. So, as you guys travel northwards to the Bellowing Ruins, she kind of, or Avaris kind of goes over the potential dangers of these ruins. She has had much experience with delving through dungeons and ruins of this kind before. As she kind of goes over her skills and what she can do and her experiences within the dungeons, you get this feeling that she is more of like a fetcher of sorts for her father. She seems to be like the go-to person he sends out whenever he wants treasure. She's like a treasure hunter of some sort. Again, you don't really get much expressions from her. She's not very talkative. Whenever she speaks, it's very like down to business. It's very strict, and she doesn't really go into details about her personal life. But she seems to be very knowledgeable on dungeons itself. So as you guys are traveling to the Bellowing Ruins, you guys are passing through, some fairly common plains. Nothing too wild or adventurous, really, as far as the type of terrain you're venturing into. The Bellowing Ruins are along the northern coast of Dorwyn, or I should say northeastern coast of Dorwyn, very close to the ocean.
Mm-hmm.
And these ruins, again, they're ancient. And you can see them once you get probably about an hour or so away from the ruins. You can see them in the distance. All stone with vines growing all around the stone. But no one comes your way as you're traveling. You don't come across any other merchants or travelers. People tend to stay away from these ruins. So as you guys grow closer, we'll just do like a time or a fast travel deal here. You guys are about 30 minutes away from the ruins. And at this time, you all have been provided horses, if you did not already have one, for the travel. So, and they're all from Sir Archibald Darkmore.
I have my own horse.
Yeah, Jerome, okay. So as you guys are about 30 minutes away, Avaris looks to the side. So, are we ready for this? Don't know what to expect. I'd like to say, once we're in the ruins, we need to have some sort of formation of some sort. I would say, Sir Lagoneth, you're probably one of the better ones here that would be better off in the front lines along with the Warforge.
Oh,
I will not be going near that thing.
I can lead. It's okay.
You will lead.
Thanks. I've been this close before, so I'm at least that much knowledgeable about this place.
Good. Then you can be the lead.
It's so beautiful. Look how nature has reclaimed it.
It is very nice today.
As you
I
guys
was talking about the ruins.
Yeah, so as you guys reach the ruins, it's about midday, so you can see everything, around you. There's not much hidden things other than the ruins, and I mean, there's some towers. There's some pillars that have been broken apart. Several stone buildings that have fallen apart at some time. However, as you enter these ruins, it's pretty massive. It's a pretty large area. You're not going to be able to search the entire ruined area in one day. It's pretty massive. But as you guys reach the entrance of these ruins, again, it's about midday, so the sun's out. You don't spot, at least not right away, anything of danger. So at this point, let's go ahead and do perception checks.
Yeah.
Can I just use my passive perception?
Yeah,
Well, 18.
17.
18.
Ooh. Okay.
9.
So if you got 15 or higher, you're looking around. So if you got lower than 15, you don't see anything really out of the ordinary. If you got higher than a 15, you do see some. I should say some torn. I guess I might have been a survival check, but I'll allow the perception. It's whatever.
Yeah, I do want to do
Yeah,
survival
to do
check, too.
survival check. I should say survival, not
I
perception.
got a 23.
Okay.
15.
11.
Okay. Same deal, Leo. If it's under a 15, you don't spot it. So who got higher than a 15?
I just got 15.
Okay. 15 or higher is what I mean.
Cool.
So Lagoneth and Castaway both notice off into the distance. They see some footprints in the dirt. Fairly large footprints. Humanoid, though, to say that. So nothing out of the ordinary, but they're large footprints off in the distance that are leading into another pathway that kind of jolts off into another area of the ruins from the entrance.
Can I tell how old the footprints are?
They look fairly fresh. Probably, I'd say, a day old.
Very interesting indeed. You see those footprints over there?
Yes.
Somebody has trudged through here very recently. I think we should be on guard a little bit.
Lavirus looks
Maybe
over
it's the
that
people
way.
he hired before us.
Maybe it's people who should be stabbed if he should jump out at me.
Maybe.
I'll keep that in mind.
What does your turtle think? It's low to the ground.
Franklin? Oh, he just wants to sleep.
How does it? Okay.
Very well. Lavirus looks towards the footprints, and she gets closer and she kind of inspects it. They're pretty large, humanoid, if anything. Very well. Let's follow these prints. Warforged, you first.
Sounds good.
And he moves at a pretty decent clip. He's using his. You see, he has a large wooden shield that's kind of covered in that same fungus and bog oak, and he has a quarterstaff in the other hand. And he's moving at a pretty decent clip.
So as Castaway leads the way, the rest of you, I'm assuming, kind of follow. Are you trying to sneak? Are you trying to be quiet? Or how are you just walking? How about are you guys?
There's no sneaking with Franklin. You just hear dum 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 every time he walks.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't think that he's trying to sneak, but he is going to do a nature check.
Okay.
The main thing that he's looking at is he's looking at the actual plant life that's kind of built up over top of it. And any of that's been hacked away. Maybe he can see how recent that hack away was. So I got a 9 and a 8, so I've got a 17 on that.
Okay. So there have been some vines and a few trees off to the side that look like they've been chopped down recently. Some of the vines have been torn as if someone was walking through the ruins and like grabbing hold of the vines and just pushing them out of their way.
The pretty elf is right. Someone was here very recently.
Wait, which pretty elf?
I believe he's talking about me.
You're pretty drow. I'm sorry. I like to use proper terminology. But for you, you're right. Someone was here. They cut down these poor vines early. But if we make our way in, I'm sure we might even be able to catch up with them soon.
What do you think?
Varus, I keep saying Avirus, looks around. Well, it could be bandits. It could be potentially the Adventurers Guild sent out. It could be anything. However, I'm going to assume that they are hostile. So I say we proceed with caution.
Fair.
And with that, Avirus goes, before we go, she begins to chant out some words. And as she finishes casting a spell, you see that the half-elf has casted mage armor. You see a little glow begin to appear around her body. She's casted mage armor to give her a higher armor class. And she looks around. All right, I'm ready. Lead the way.
On my way.
So as you guys follow or continue down, I'm going to need y'all to make me perception checks.
As you're doing that, if we are trying to be a little bit quiet, you see Castaway kind of moves his hands kind of close to the ground,
Dire trashed it.
and you see a little bit of like small fungus or moss begins to kind of show up under your feet, but your feet feel much lighter. He's casting Pass Without a Trace on all of us. So when he does, Veil of Shadows and Silence radiates from you, masking you and your companions from detection. For duration, each creature you choose within 30 feet of you, including myself, has plus 10 bonus to dexterity stealth checks and can't be tracked except by magical means. A creature that receives this bonus behind leaves no tracks or other traces of its passage. And it lasts up to an hour. So
Okay.
he does that. It's a second level spell. Your feet just feel a little bit lighter. So if you want, we could do a stealth check even for Franklin.
Cool.
Guys,
Okay.
My perception is 12, by the way.
We're Goneth. I can call you Lago, right?
You shall speak at me, and my lord, if you would.
I'm sorry, I already have that reserved for one of my instruments. Their
Look.
name is Your Royal Highness, my lord, and on your knees.
Lagoneth is fine.
Works for me. What about you? Can I call you Grid?
Yeah, that's all right.
How about you? Can I call you Cast?
You can call me whatever you like.
Can I call you Avi?
I guess.
Good. Let's keep it short. Like this party.
All right. So what's everyone's technical stealth? Move silently.
27.
27.
22.
Mine is 7, plus whatever.
Plus 10 plus your dex. So roll a d20.
6.
Plus 6, 5,
6 and
10,
7,
16.
13, 13,
Alright.
plus 10, 23.
All right. So as you guys are moving silently, thanks to Castaway's spell, you're much more quiet than you would have been. I am going to.
Oh, God.
All right. So I rolled a 19. That's pretty high.
Well, he's
Okay.
definitely seen Franklin. Yep.
Yeah.
Loud ass turtle.
All right. So
You just drink.
anyone that's got under a 27 will be heard, or at least
27?
anything under 27 will be at least heard, or
Safe.
What did I? 24?
Avirus is 25.
23.
Yeah, you're near me.
Okay. So as you guys
I'm
are
gonna,
walking,
I'm gonna roll luck.
Oh, smart play. Alright, that's one.
Actually, I'm using Bardic Inspiration.
Yeah, roll something on top of that.
Yeah, I'm gonna roll a d8 with that.
What does shield do
Which
again?
means you need to roll 4 or higher.
What does shield do again?
I can look it for you.
Alright, you're quiet now.
Yeah, boy.
what did you roll, or what did you do?
I rolled a 28 because I used Bardic Inspiration.
Oh, okay, okay,
Yeah.
okay.
Play a song and.
That's fine. I'll allow that.
You know, I was contemplating getting a ukulele to bring it in here and play it
Okay,
like
why not?
bing 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 bing.
That's a reaction.
Right.
Bardic.
Okay, so as you guys follow the pathway, you all make me perception checks really quick.
17 and 7. 24.
19.
15.
Okay.
19.
All right, so y'all can see and hear this. So before we start this interaction, how were you all walking? I'm assuming it was Castaway was first with Lagoneth next to him or behind
He's
him?
not near him.
Okay.
I'm in the back.
He is too
Okay.
dirty.
I'm in the back. I walk slow.
Franklin's right
I like
next
to
to
enjoy
Castaway,
what I'm doing.
if anything.
Okay.
And then I would be behind or next to Franklin.
Okay. Here, let's do this.
Mhm.
There we go. As you guys follow the path, you come across an opening in the pathway that leads into what looks like a broken down entranceway into these ruins. You see a very large opening. It's about 15 feet wide that leads into the ruins. All around the entrance are stone slabs and pillars, all made out of all stone with the vines all alongside of it. But the interesting thing that you guys catch prior or right before the entranceway, right next to it, I should say, there is an encampment. As you guys stumble across this encampment, you notice there are two large figures standing around, along with 4 other smaller figures. What you see before you are 2 large ogres and 4 goblins in this encampment. However, before you can do anything, everyone that had under a 27 in their move silently, or your stealth, I should say, they heard. So, who was it that load? It was Franklin, Lagoneth, and Avirus both had lower than 27 stealth.
Yep.
So as you all stumble, the ogres and the goblins, they both heard. You see the goblins, they... And the ogre... And they look your way in your direction where the sound was coming from. And they spot Avirus, Lagoneth, and Franklin. And at that point, I'm assuming you're all kind of bunched up, so they're probably going to spot the rest of you as well. So at that point, you did not catch them by surprise, so we're going to go ahead and go by the initiative. So we rolled initiative prior to the recording. So right now, this is how initiative works. We have Castaway first, Avirus second, and Grid. I almost said Drax. Grid after the Avirus, and then Lagoneth, and then Base and Monsters after that. So we will go ahead and start combat here, or whatever you guys want to do. So Castaway, it is your turn. What are you doing?
He sees the ogre that's to the left of him.
Oh, you all should be prepared. I don't think they're friendly.
And as he does, he kind of holds one of his really thick wooden fingers up to what would be his mouth, and you hear this light shh kind of call over it, and this ghostly hand springs forth from him and wraps itself around the mouth of the ogre.
Okay.
I'm going to use Chill Touch.
All right.
My 2 hit on that is a 17.
On the ogre, you said?
Yep.
All
I'm
right.
making a spell attack against him.
Yeah. All right. That hits.
All right, and that is going to deal 2d8 damage, and with this damage, he will not be able to heal afterwards.
All right.
I got an 8 and a 5, so that's 13 points of damage, necrotic.
Okay, necrotic. Okay. All right. So the ogre that Castaway cast a spell on, you see he kind of gets a bit nervous and he yells out as he feels the necrotic damage just seek into his skin. Ah! And he starts screaming and he starts wailing his hands around. He grabs this giant club and he stares over at the group's way. All right. So after that is Avirus. So Avirus, seeing which ogre did you hit? The one on the left or right? So Avirus steps over near Base, and she begins to cast a cantrip to try and hurt the ogre. Rolled a 9. So Avirus is casting what's called Firebolt cantrip. The firebolt shoots and goes over the ogre's shoulder. So as she was about to hit it, he kind of topples over in pain from the necrotic damage that Castaway did, and she misses.
Adagio reaches over and goes, "Try that again." I'm gonna use one of my lucks to reroll.
Okay. That definitely hits. So she shoots once more, and she fires a bolt of fire, doing 2d10 damage. 10 plus 5. 15 damage to the same ogre that Castaway hit.
Get roasted.
So not only does this ogre topple over in pain from necrotic damage, as he topples over, a firebolt flies over his shoulder, but then another one hits him in the chest, and you see his chest begins to burst open in flames, and he is now scorched, and he screams out in pain. The goblins all begin to get excited, and they're all grabbing their little weapons, and they begin to ready to charge you.
I look
Alright.
over at Avi and go, "Told you I was useful."
Not bad. Is that a bonus or?
That's a feat.
Oh, okay. Just want to make sure.
I took it instead of
The
upping my
until you-
stuff.
yeah.
Luckily with drows, their dexterity and charisma are
Already boosted, so you took the feat over your stat boost. Gotcha. All right, it is now Grid's turn.
Y'all wanted to see what I can do?
Don't fuck up. Roll that one.
You see this fire shows up in both his hands, almost very similar to
The firebolt?
of
Mhm.
Mars.
Yeah, a virus.
So it's just the one roll. So 24 to hit.
24 hits.
Hey Jake, you think you can hand me the player's handbook real quick?
Yeah.
Bardic Inspiration's a little cutting words and all that. Trying to figure it out.
He does 6 fire damage.
6 fire damage.
Same
Okay. Same ogre.
Same ogre.
Okay. So
Jeez.
the ogre gets hit yet again by more fire, and the chest just bursts open a little bit more, and you see he's screaming in pain at this point. You said that was 6 damage?
Yeah.
Okay. Alright. It is Lagoneth's turn.
It's actually Franklin's.
Oh, I'm sorry, Franklin.
Franklin's gonna move up to this one right here.
Franklin charges a goblin that's close to the ogre that's been slammed by the fire.
And Franklin's gonna just poke his head out of his shell and just bite the little goblin.
Alright.
So 17.
That will
for
hit
a
the
bite.
goblin.
And he is gonna do D8. Oh, that's a D10. So he's gonna do 7 plus 2 piercing.
Okay. So as Franklin the mechanical turtle rushes up towards the first goblin, the goblin turns around and he's a bit surprised. He goes, "Ah!" Franklin's a little bigger than the goblin thought he was. So as Franklin comes and bites down on the goblin, Franklin bites the goblin's neck and tears it apart. And the goblin falls limp, dead, under Franklin's jaws.
Well, that turtle's a little bit more fierce than I thought.
Good job, Franklin.
He's such a good turtle.
Very impressive.
Now it is Lagoneth's turn.
How dark is this place we're in?
It's pretty well lit.
It's pretty
There,
well.
it's an encampment, so there's 2 little campfires and a few tents that
Okay.
the goblins have set up. It's pretty shoddy, though. It's nothing to write home about, but it's pretty well lit.
Like, I'm talking about behind them. Is it darker?
Oh, into the ruins, yes.
I don't want to be surprised. So Lagoneth kind of just looks, steps forward just a little bit, maybe 5 feet, and then dancing lights behind them. Make sure that's all the enemies right in front of us.
It's a good call. So he sends the dancing lights into the main entranceway of the ruins. So everything that he can see, anyways, here lights up, and he can see that it's a long corridor going into the ruins. There is nothing hostile that he can see within the hallway or the corridors of the ruins.
He just draws his rapier, and that's it. That's his turn.
Okay. All right. And now it is Base's turn. What is Base doing?
So he's gonna be casting Bardic Inspiration, obviously, to just kind of have everything going well. But is this the one that's
Yep. The left ogre is the one on the left. Is the one that's been getting jacked up.
true? So I'm going to cast Vicious Mockery against him. What? You can't move? You're just gonna get hit by everything? What a piece of trash and garbage you are! And then I think I roll just a normal spell casting.
Yeah. So your spellcast attack bonus. Add that to it.
He just misses.
Okay. The ogre is in so much pain he just doesn't even acknowledge that Base was talking to him. He just is focused on the pain in his body that he just ignores.
What was
Base?
What was the spell?
Vicious Mockery.
Yeah.
If the target can hear you, it must succeed in a wisdom
It-
saving
Oh, it's a
throw.
save. It's a save. It's not a
And
attack
it's a
hit.
DC 15 will
Sorry,
save.
I just don't know much
No, you're good.
about spells.
You're fine. Okay, and
No,
you
you do good.
what was the DC? 15?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. If that's the case, it was a wisdom, so he's definitely not going to make it.
It's gonna
So-
take a 2d4 psychic damage.
Okay. So that's 3 psychic damage, and what else does it do? Because he failed the save. What's it doing?
It must succeed or take 1d4, and have a disadvantage on your next attack roll.
God, that's good.
Okay.
Makes it before at the end of its next turn.
Okay. So it has a disadvantage on its attacks. Cool. So he does get hit by it.
Because you just told him it was trash.
Yeah. So you see the ogre. He's holding onto his chest. He's crying in pain. So it is now their turn.
I love it.
The other ogre looks and sees what you all did to his friend, and it grabs its great club, and it yells out, and it charges at the nearest person, which looks like is Castaway. The ogre comes, and it slams its great club down towards the Warforged. And what is your AC?
19.
So this great club comes and smashes down against Castaway, and it does 2d8 damage. So that will only be, I rolled minimum. So that is 6 damage.
Alright. Ooh, you're a strong one.
So as the ogre slams its great club, the 2 goblins near him come around, and one comes, and it swings its scimitar at the Warforged.
The Splinter?
19.
19. So that one will miss. The other goblin that was behind the same ogre comes around, and it has a sling, or a short bow, and it shoots over at the next nearest character, which is Lagoneth. Lagoneth, what's your AC?
16.
Lagoneth is hit by the short bow. An arrow comes and does 3 damage.
How dare you touch me?
An arrow swings or comes and it hits the side of Lagoneth's arm. The other ogre, yelling in pain, it stumbles forward, and the only thing closest to him is Franklin, Grid's little robotic turtle. And he swings its great axe down, but he's at a disadvantage. So he's got a critical 1, so he misses hard. There's no attack of opportunity on critical 1s in 5th edition. Yeah, so Franklin just sees the great club come smashing down next to him. The other goblin, seeing what Franklin did to it, shakes his head. He steps back and he pulls out his short bow. And he shoots it, not at Franklin, but at Grid. And he hits, I'm assuming.
Yeah, he hits.
For 19. And he does 4 damage to Grid. An arrow comes and hits you in the chest for 4 damage. That is now the 1 full round. It is now Castaway's turn.
So, Castaway, upon seeing this large ogre start to tangle with him at this point, I suppose you want to join the circle. And you see his chest plates and the wood that's on him begin to creak open, and all of a sudden these spores begin to kind of spill into the air around him. Lagoneth, you might want to step back. I'm going to take a 5 foot, so I'm not moving out of
All right.
anybody. I'm just moving a little bit away from him. And at this point, these spores fill the air, and it actually becomes kind of cloudy around him at this point. But the fungus begins to kind of grow through those cracks, and he hunches a little bit more. I just activated my symbiotic entity. The portion of me that is made up of the spore is now spilling out. When that occurs, so the two that are directly in front of me at this point,
That makes sense now.
he is going to take his quarterstaff at that point, and it just kind of begins to drip in this ichor, and he goes to hit the ogre with it.
Okay.
That is a 20.
That will hit the ogre.
So that is a crit hit. I don't need to confirm, right?
Mm-mm.
Okay, so when I roll that, I just deal double damage, right?
Oh, yeah. Mhm.
Okay. So that is going to be 46. Because I also deal a d6 of poison damage
Okay.
as well. So that's going to be 12, 17, 20, 20 plus my strength of 2. So 22 points of poison damage.
Okay.
And as this one and this one activate in my turn, they will take damage from the spores.
Okay, so it's like a poison AoE field gas or whatever.
Yeah,
Okay. Gotcha. But it's only at the start of their turn.
absolutely.
Okay. Sweet. The ogre takes the damage and it growls down at the Warforged Castaway. And you see it's flexing its arm, preparing itself to smash its club down on you again. It is now Avirus' turn. She comes to the side. She is going to cast spell. And she shoots another, so that's D10s, another cantrip of Firebolt. Where's my D10? Am I not seeing it? There it is. 5, 8. So, Avirus shoots out another firebolt at the goblin that backed away with the short bow near Franklin. And you see she shoots the firebolt and it hits the goblin in the face. His eyes begin to melt out from his eye sockets as he yells out, and his face just melts.
Damn.
And Avirus she doesn't even blink. She just looks. And who's next? Who's the closest to her? Go ahead and make me I'll do it on your guys' turn. Never mind. So actually, it is now Grid's turn. Grid, make me a perception check to see if you notice.
24.
Okay. So as Avirus shoots and kills the goblin, he notices, since she's close to him, that she has this smirk on her face after she kills it, as if she enjoyed doing it.
Okay.
Man, she got some leather S&M type shit in her closet. Dude.
Nobody touches my Franklin. And that is a 20 to hit the ogre. The one that's been damaged,
The one that's reeking in pain from all the fire.
Yeah.
It's fucked up.
That will hit. So what are you doing?
the firebolt.
Okay, the firebolt.
So 7 and 9. 16 fire damage.
All right. So the ogre that has been crippled with pain with fire, yet again has a firebolt hit him in the chest. The ogre drops to a knee and he's like screaming in pain. At this point, his chest is beginning to melt away. He is still alive, but his body is being burnt as he stands.
His life sucks.
My cabbages!
His life sucks,
What a way to
man.
go!
He's still up though. It is now
And
Franklin's
now
turn.
Franklin's gonna look up and just bite him again. 15 to hit.
That hits the ogre. So as the ogre drops to a knee, screaming in pain from the fire, Franklin bites up at him,
1
doing
damage and 3 piercing on top of that.
how much damage total?
3.
3.
Oh, 4 total.
Okay.
3 of it piercing.
The ogre takes the bite and he drops to his second knee. He's like saliva and drool coming down his mouth. He's just in so much pain, but he's still up. He's struggling.
Well, young lady, y'all can take the final hit.
All right. So Avirus looks over. Oh, I'm gonna take the final hit. It is now Lagona's turn.
Like, he's like, who shot me? Rips out the arrow and looks around. Is it that goblin in the back there?
Yes, the very
Kinda badass.
goblin to the right.
Also know my booming blade. He rushes for him.
Uh-oh.
So you rush. Laguna charges at the other goblin with a short bow.
Swipes his hand down his blade and then tries to shank him in the stomach.
With a rapier?
Yep. I'm using booming blade.
Okay.
So,
That'll be a melee attack.
yep.
See if you hit the goblin. The goblin sees
Plus
Laguna
7.
charging at him.
Damn, that's weak. 9.
You guys are counting the disadvantage he has because I called him trash, right?
Oh, he's tagging this one.
No, he's attacking the goblin, not the
Oh.
ogre yet.
9.
So the goblin sees Laguna charging, and the goblin quickly jumps out the way, dodging the rapier. And the goblin looks up at Laguna with wide open eyes.
Get back here.
All right, it is now Base's turn.
So Base takes an instrument out of his back, and it's a little piece of iron. And he points over at the bowman. You aren't going anywhere. Whole person.
Oh, you stuck, dude.
So the target must succeed on a wisdom saving throw or be paralyzed for the duration.
Okay, perfect.
Which is
What's your DC say? 15? Was it?
Mm-hmm.
That's yeah, it should
So
be
where's
15.
his spell save?
it's
Is
8
eight.
plus 4 plus 3.
Yep, so 15.
He fails. So the goblin is paralyzed for how long?
He is paralyzed for the entire duration, and it's a whole minute.
Okay, a whole minute. All right. So the goblin that dodged Lagoneth, as soon as he dodged, he starts laughing, pointing up at Lagoneth. But as he's laughing, he feels his body stiffen, and he goes, and he drops to the side, paralyzed. Yeah, one action per round. Yeah, unless it was a bonus action. But yeah, one action per
Your
round.
bonus actions are all your bardic and your reaction stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. I give a bonus action to him. He can,
Lagoneth?
within the next 10 minutes, if you want to roll a d8 on top of whatever you're doing, do it.
Ooh.
Just once, but you can do it.
Oh, that's fine.
Okay. All right.
Once
Remember
within the
that.
next 10 minutes.
All right. It is now the monster's turn. The crippled ogre is breathing in pain. He still has the disadvantage. He swings it again at, not knowing what to do. He swings at Franklin. He's going to take the lower roll, which was a 4. What's Franklin's AC?
This guy is at a
Franklin's AC is
disadvantage,
15.
though.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that's what he's been doing.
Yeah, that's what I did.
Some
Roll
say.
twice, took the
Some
lowest
say.
number.
I like that.
Yeah.
The five,
So what was
additions.
15.
15. Okay. The ogre slams its great club against Franklin, but he's just so damaged and hurt from all the pain that his strength is dwindling. It does no damage.
So Franklin, during the attack, shrunk back into shell.
All right. The other ogre, however,
It's activating. It
Yep.
now needs to make a DC 15 con save.
okay, it failed. So how much
So
damage does he
It
take?
takes a D4 of necrotic damage.
Okay.
I don't have a D4. I'm gonna use yours. It takes 2 necrotic damage.
All right. So the ogre takes
I'm
the
gonna need
necrotic
this.
damage, but ignores it, and just slams its club back down on the
Mm-hmm.
Warforged.
19 is what you're trying.
All right. It hits.
Okay.
And I forget what the damage was.
I think it's
It was
2d8
yes,
plus
2d8.
something.
So the ogre oof, max
Makes up.
damage. So 16 plus 4,
Okay.
20 damage.
He hit me so hard
Oh.
that my fungal effect went down.
Okay.
So I only have it as long as I have my temporary hit points. I gained 20. He dealt me 20. I'm now back to where I was. Ow! You hit hard.
The ogre just smashes its club against Castaway, and
need
it
this now,
yells
this time.
out in the Warforged face. "Rah!" And now the goblin next to that ogre, he has to roll, right?
19.
He still misses.
Mhm.
So he hits the side of the Warforged Castaway with his scimitar, but you're able to knock it to the side. The other goblin is paralyzed and cannot do anything. Does he get a chance to
No.
save out? Okay.
Paralyzed.
Yeah.
All right, so he's
For
completely
the whole
paralyzed.
duration.
For a minute.
So it is now Castaway's turn.
So he just gets
What's
to
mine?
watch
Yep.
in horror.
Okay, cool. So
while
at that
you
point,
crown that fool.
Castaway just kind of gets hit hard enough that he closed up all of his gaps. That just doesn't seem fair.
Well, I guess we'll have to even the odds a bit.
And
paralyzed for?
Castaway at this point
10
kind of
rounds.
places his hand on the ground, and he is going to put a spell into the ground. He's going to center the 10-foot radius area right here.
Okay.
So it'll affect these two. They need to make me a DC 15 dexterity save.
All right. The ogre saved. The goblin failed.
Okay. So if the goblin failed, it takes 1d6 bludgeoning damage, which it takes 2 more bludgeoning damage,
Okay.
and it is not prone.
All right. The goblin is hurt.
Now, regardless, though, this whole area now has become hindering terrain. So it will require them to have to double their movement for them to move out. And at that point, he just kind of and takes a 5-foot step back.
Okay. Okay. All right. You're still in his threat range, so he
I
doesn't.
figured.
Yeah, so he doesn't get that attack of opportunity. All right. It is now the NPC's turn. So Avirus steps forward, shoots at the ogre, and I only rolled a 4. So actually, that's just enough. I need 11. She does her firebolt yet again. Oh wait, that's D8. For 3 damage at the ogre that is wreathing in pain. So she shoots the firebolt, and he only has 2 HP left. So she finishes it off, just like she said she would. She shoots into the ogre's chest yet again, and you see his chest is blown out with flames. And as he drops to the ground, instantly dead, you can see his spine in the center of his chest. And his heart burnt to a crisp.
Some Mortal Kombat
You
shit.
did him a favor, man. He was suffering the entire fight.
Cinder!
Avirus looks over to the side and she smiles. And she looks over at the other ogres preparing another spell. It is now
Roll for intent.
Grid's turn. You can roll an insight or once it's your turn. Yeah. To see.
He's gonna move up to the other ogre, right here,
Lego, you seen this?
and he's gonna pull out his
He's
battle
all the way up
axe.
there.
Yeah, you ain't fucking with that shit.
Strike him. Strike him hard. He has no shield on him. He's two-handing this battle axe.
Okay.
For an 8 to hit.
Nope.
I'm sure it's bad, but it isn't that bad.
Grid runs up with his battle axe. The ogre knocks it away with his great club and yells into his face. Franklin?
You just hear Franklin hit.
It does make noise. Nice.
Ugh, Franklin. 9.
That will miss as well.
Franklin just tries to nip at it.
He misses completely. Ogre dodges. Lagonith.
Lagonith
Lago.
just grabs his sword again. It surges with lightning. And he looks down at the goblin. You were laughing. What happened to that? You seem to be in some difficulty. Are you alright? And he just swings down on him
So go and
with
roll.
the force of a
He
god.
doesn't have his dex, so
I'm rolling crap. But that is a 13.
that will hit.
So this is lightning damage, so 2d8. Oh, I gotta roll my weapon too.
Which is a D8. So
Yeah.
3D8.
Here's the fire.
Yep.
4.
Four.
HP again.
How do you kill the goblin?
He stabs right through his throat while staring him in the eyes.
Damn.
Get off my blade. He wipes his blood off on the goblin's body.
The goblin lies there lifeless. Alright. It is now Base's turn.
All right. So he takes a look, and everybody's pretty much gone with the wind here, except for this one standing here smacking around our mushroom friends. So I decide to take matters into my own hands. So he pinches something out, and it kind of just goes away, and fades away as if like it was turning to ashes. And then you start to hear kind of a little bit of like a surging of electricity. You are not going to be a very, very lucky person today. He plays a little bit of his lute. Your Royal Highness demands blood. That's the name of his lute.
Okay.
Your Royal Highness is this loot.
So, each creature within a 10-foot radius sphere centered on a point must make a Constitution saving throw. A creature will take 3d8 thunder damage on fail.
Okay. So his con is a 3. He only has a 10.
Take that damage.
So he fails.
3d8.
And y'all can hear my Malamute whining in the back. Oh, my letter outside.
Genko just wants in on the fight.
Yeah.
Right.
So how much damage?
8, 9, 10, 11, plus...
Should be 11.
Yeah, just whatever you roll.
Okay,
Right.
11.
Okay.
Welcome to spells.
All right. So the ogre takes the spell's damage, and he's still up and yelling and smashing his great club around. It is now his turn.
No, that one's crazy. I'll take a couple of steps this way.
So the ogre, looking around, next closest is Grid.
Oh.
He swings.
As a instant, Franklin's going to use defensive stance, so he has a disadvantage against Grid now.
Okay.
Oh, that's a reaction.
Reaction. Okay. So what's Grid's AC?
15? 16.
16. All right. So the great club misses. He swings over Grid's head, and Grid's able to dodge it, thanks to Franklin. So
I love you, little buddy.
it is now Castaway.
Oh, this goblin's not dead. It's just fell over.
Oh, that's right.
Oh,
that's
really?
right,
Yeah,
that's
if it
right.
wants to get up.
Oh, he
you
needs
know
to
that.
take damage too.
Yeah, let me get his DC. He failed.
Yeah, he's taking the same damage.
Yeah,
11.
takes 11.
he's dead. 11 kills him. Yeah, so the goblin that was laying next to that ogre just takes the spell. He looks like he's getting electrocuted. He's gone. It is Castaway's turn.
Oh, right. That's messed up.
Oh, that one's not dead, but actually is.
Castaway just kind of pulls his hands up to his face like this, and you see his stomach just kind of swells for a bit, and he breathes out this gross, almost like a bright purplish toxin onto the ogre. It needs to make me a con save. DC 15.
Failed.
Okay, it's going to take 2d12 damage of
Okay.
poison.
Take the damage.
It's going to take 15.
All right. Still up, but he's hurting.
And after he does that, he just takes another 5 foot step back and he just come,
Okay.
come here, come.
Okay, so since you did not disengage,
Mhm.
he does get an attack of opportunity on
Go
you.
right ahead. 19.
19 or 9 plus. Nope, so he misses. So you're
Just
able
kinda lands
to,
it.
yep, just hits the ground, smashes it. Avirus looks over. And she's going to stay where she's at and cast the spell. Man, I keep rolling 4s with this girl. But it's going to hit because she has a +7. So it's
You just
11.
hit 11.
Yep.
That's how wimpy his armor class is.
Yes. So she's another firebolt. She's just casting cantrips left and right. She doesn't want to use her spells.
Mhm.
So that's 10 damage. So as the ogre's club smashes the ground and Castaway dodges, he looks to the side and you all just see a firebolt hit the ogre's side of his head and shoots out of the other side.
Damn, fucking go 13 right there, man.
The ogre's brains have been melted by the flames and it drops down to the side dead.
The both of you and your fire. Ugh.
Avirus looks around and she just nods to herself. She whispers, "That's 3." So with that, the enemies are now all dead. What do you guys do?
Lagon just sheathes his rapier and just looks around. Oh, that was fun.
Do we follow initiative for
what we do
No,
after battle?
no, you're
this
good.
is open.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's
We're
open.
just gonna go up to Castaway and just taps his shoulder. You'll be alright, buddy.
Oh, I know. I'll be fine. What are you doing?
He heals you.
For how much?
Wouldn't it do damage to you?
He hurt me once. Castaway looks just like what he did before.
All right. So after the battle, the encampment is completely open to the party to inspect or do whatever they need to do. No other creatures, or as far as ogres or goblins go, come your way. The dancing lights are still in the entrance of the ruin, so you can still see into the hallway. You don't really see anything though coming out. Again, the encampment has 2 campfires, one on each side, and there are like little tents where the goblins had set up. Avirus is going to look around the camp. She doesn't really care much about if there's any gold or anything in the encampment. Make me perception checks.
Alright. I got an 18.
I got
17.
As you all have higher than 10, so you're fine. You guys see, when you're scouting around the encampment, you don't see anything of much value other than the scimitars, and if they're not even that valuable, they're pretty old and rusted scimitars the goblins were using. You do notice, though, around the campfires, there are some bones of what looks like used to be humanoids. But other than that, nothing particularly jumps out at you. You do also see that there are a few like bags, leather bags here and there, possibly bags that adventurers may have owned at one point, but nothing inside the bags that really jump out at you.
Okay.
Are you doing something?
Castaway's going to roll a medicine check on the bones of the humanoids to see if this was most likely done by these goblinoids.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So he got a 20.
So Castaway kind of studies the bones, and from what he can tell, all the bones here have had some sort of damage to them where ribs have been crushed or smashed in. So you would assume the ogres probably crushed them with the great axe that they had.
Looks like they've been here at least a little while. Most of these poor souls were lost to these ogres here.
Yes, very sad. Shall we move on?
That's right. You're one of those.
Avir steps forward and she looks down at some of these bones and she goes, "Hold. Before we enter the ruins, I need to do something." And you see she holds her hand down at one of the skeleton remains and she chants a spell. And you see, after she's done chanting, the skeleton remains begin to move and jiggle in some sort of fashion, and it slowly begins to get up. And as it slowly gets up, she points over at one of the goblin scimitars and one of the goblin short bows. "Pick it up." And you see the skeleton slowly gets up, and it looks your way, and it goes and it begins to walk. She just casted a necromancer spell, Animate Dead. It goes and picks up the scimitar, and it grabs the short bow and it puts it amongst its bones, and it steps forward towards the entrance of the ruins. I'm just going to use some d6s to represent the skeletons. She sends it to the ruins, and she looks over at the rest. What? They were already dead. Might as well add them to our party, right?
Very efficient. I like it.
I'd rather a pile of bones die than one of us.
the more in the audience, the better.
Any objections?
No. Another one. Interesting.
He'll walk up next to the skeleton and you just kind of see him lean over.
Rough job, I know.
The Avirus looks over at the skeleton. "Oh, I'll name you Skeletor." And as she points at it, she kind of like claps her hands together, and the skeleton chatters.
God dang it.
All right, so lead the way, Warforge.
Yes. Come, Skeletor.
And he walks into where the dancing lights are still in effect, and he'll actually move all the way into past the main threshold.
Okay, so who all is? I'm assuming you're keeping the same kind of formation that we had before, roughly.
I'll definitely be in the back.
He's
I
gonna be
hold the
next to
back.
you because Franklin has dark vision.
Good.
As you guys step into the entranceway of the ruins, the dancing lights help your vision. It is extremely dark in the ruins. You can't really see much other than what the dancing lights reveals to you, unless you have dark vision, which you can still see a bit further out. But as you guys enter the first corridor, or past the first corridor of the ruins, you step into a fairly rectangular stone room. To the east, you see there is a doorway leading into another room, but you cannot see into that room. And this rectangular room is enclosed everywhere else. There's only one door pathway to continue on. But go ahead and make me perception checks.
Oh, bad. Real bad.
Nat
20.
20.
Oh,
Nat 20.
nice. Okay.
6.
I have dark vision though.
Okay.
So
So as you all look
All makes
around
sense.
this stone room, you notice to the left or to the west of you, there is wooden tables along the walls over here. And there's some items kind of just lingering on those tables. Also, to the north or right directly in front of you, you also notice there is a chest, a wooden chest. Unlocked. It doesn't have a lock on it, but it's closed. So that's all you notice in this central room.
It seems that maybe the ogres might have used this area as storage, as a chest up ahead and some tables. I'll go see if they had anything from those adventurers of worth.
And he'll wander over to the tables.
So that's all right. So the Warforged heads to the west of the room to look at the tables. So as you're scouring around, just use your same perception that you had.
20.
As you're scouring the tables, you notice that there are some treasure pieces on the table. You do notice on that table there are 75 gold coins scattered on those tables, and you also find 5 onyx stones.
He'll pick up the onyx. He'll pick up the gold as well, but he'll just go,
You're the one, right?
he throws the gold at him.
You like that, right? I heard your story from earlier.
He makes no attempt to catch it, just lets it fall wherever it drops and just walks away. And walks forward.
I misjudged you. Here, I thought that was your only reason for being here.
He's rich.
Franklin bites into the gold and eats it. Just one piece.
Oh, he was hungry.
Lagonas looks at that chest. I'm not touching that with my bare hands. He raises his hand, and then a ghastly form, elegant looking, in butler type gear, kind of shows up. Open that chest for me.
His unseen servant.
Yep, my unseen servant.
So your unseen servant moves forward, and it goes to touch the chest.
Yep.
It opens the chest with ease. There's no lock on it.
Mm-hmm.
As it opens the chest, there is an item within the chest. Does it pick it up?
What do you find? Pick it up for me.
So the unseen servant reaches down into the chest, and it pulls out a great axe.
Bring it here, damn it. Anybody want this?
Not my style.
Yeah, I'll take a look at it.
Hand it to him. Now, damn it. The unseen servant gets
So
it
the
over.
unseen servant passes Grid the great axe. As Grid looks down at the great axe, it is engraved with some ancient writing scriptures. What languages do you know?
Dwarvish, Elvish, and Common.
Okay, so you don't know what's written on the axe. However, Avira steps forward. Let me take a look at that. And she looks down at the axe while Grid is still holding on to it.
I can read it if you need.
Yeah, and she studies it for a moment. Yeah. And she goes, that axe has draconic markings on it. It is possibly a magical axe. I can feel magic coming from it.
Well, I can figure it out.
Well, it's not something my father will care for. So if you want to keep it, it's yours.
Would it be better to do identify or detect magic?
Identify.
Identify.
Identify that.
Well, you just see like a shiny white glow around the axe as he just starts to.
Grid takes this great axe and he's holding it with both hands. It is known as the Southern Great Axe, as the draconic markings state on it. The bearer of this great axe gains +1 to his or her dexterity saving throws. Virus looks over at Grid. Not bad of a treasure, but nothing my father is going to want, and nothing that I really care for. So it is yours to have, Gridoxia.
I can use it as scrap at some point. He just throws it in his bag.
Alright, so other than that, you don't see anything else really going on in this room. This room, like this rectangular room, is all stone walls. You see the vines have grown along the walls. Hanging off the top of the ceiling are more vegetation. Yeah, but it's all stone.
It's not bad in here.
Is there a door? Is that a door?
Yes, that's the only, to the east is a door that's opened.
Go see what's in there. He commands his unseen servant to go and take a look.
Okay.
So-
I don't think the unseen servant can communicate with you as far as like talking. It can
I
only
mean-
it can only lift and move things for you.
Mhm.
Yeah. So if it sees something, you're not gonna really gain anything
Okay.
from it. Yeah.
So I'll walk over there then.
All right. So you walk
Not inside, just over there.
at the door or
Yeah, it's open. I'm just going
Okay.
kind of.
So
Look
everyone
in
else
there.
walking
Mhm.
in.
I'll follow up about third in the back because I was looking over there first. So.
Okay.
You picked up all that gold, right?
Franklin was much enough. He didn't.
75 gold just laying on the floor.
I think Frank.
74 gold.
Oh, 74 now. I'm sorry. Excuse me. All right. So
Picking up that gold.
there's 74 gold lying there.
How did no one else see it other than me?
Oh no, I just threw it all over the ground.
No, he threw it at me and I dodged it and let it fall wherever it drops.
Just 74 gold?
Yeah.
Mhm.
He ate one.
Yeah, of course I sweep it up.
He's like,
They said I Vegas sweep it like it's chips on a table.
So, as you do that, the others make their way towards the door. It's a stone-like door. It's cracked open. You can push it to the side. So who's entering, or what do you guys do?
look on this enter.
Okay, so as you enter, it leads into a small hallway that you can only turn left. You can't turn right. There's a stone wall. You'd have to turn left right away. But as Lagoneth steps through, go ahead and make me a dex save.
Alright, Dex don't fail me now. It failed me now.
You could roll a d8. You have my inspiration still for the last 10 minutes.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
You haven't used it.
So, add that on top of it. So,
Hey, I tried, man.
You did.
9.
Okay. A 9. As Lagoneth steps through the door, the stone wall beneath, or the stone floor beneath him crumbles, and he falls into a pit.
Damn it!
As he falls, however, I need you... Oh, you failed that. So, as you fall, the space is it's a fairly small entryway, but it's 4x4. So you fall center down. You fall about 20 feet. However, you don't hit ground like you expect to hit. So what happens here is, considering the area you're in is only about 15 feet wide,
Mm-hmm.
Lagoneth falls, and as he falls, he feels like a weird ooze. He falls through the ooze. And as he falls into the ooze, he feels something eating away at him. Now, you will be taking some acid damage.
Ah, shit.
3d6.
Oh!
15 acid damage.
Oh!
As you take 15 acid damage, Lagoneth can feel himself sink into this ooze. He can't breathe. And you have trouble moving. It is now, we're going to say it is Jake's turn.
Okay. So, Castaway just saw him fall through.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh no. He may have hurt himself. I better run up and try to help.
He gets there when he gets there. He looks in. About how deep is it that he fell?
20 feet.
20 feet.
Oh, are you alright down there?
You hear nothing.
You hear nothing.
You can't hear.
Do you look down?
Yeah.
Do you see Lagonoth kind of like stuck slowly trying to move? He's fallen into some sort of ooze. He can't hear you.
He's going to make a check.
You can't see anything around him. You just see him moving like...
So he rolled an 18 plus a nature check. So that's going to be an 8 and an 18 is a 26.
Okay.
He's trying to make sure that this is what he thinks it is.
So when you look down, you're able to successfully make a 15 or higher wisdom perception check. You see Lagonoth is trying to move, but you don't see really anything around him. To the plain eye, you wouldn't see anything, but because you rolled high enough, you're able to see he has fallen into what's called a gelatinous cube. It is now eating away at his flesh.
Okay. At this point, Castaway turns around and he goes,
I need someone to give me a hand so I can get him out of here.
What do you have in mind?
Do we have to?
Yes.
pretty much at this point, what Castaway's going to do is he's going to grab a hold of, I believe it's you who's closest to me. So he grabs a hold of Grid's arm. He leans over and he goes,
Hey, this is going to hurt.
and he actually uses his one of his cantrips. He's using Thorn Whip. And when he uses Thorn Whip, what Thorn Whip does is if he makes an attack, it's 2d6 points of piercing damage that I'm going to hit him with. Mm-hmm. But when I hit him, I pull him 10 feet closer to me. So I should be able to pull him up close enough to where he can grab a hold of my
So go ahead.
staff.
Okay, so what we're going to do is go ahead and make an attack roll, see if you hit the cube.
Okay. I rolled a nat 20.
All right, so double the damage. So go ahead and do your damage to it.
Okay. So I roll double the die, right?
Yes.
Just not
Yes.
double anything else.
Exactly.
Okay. So that's 46 damage. Pretty minimal. So I hit it for 10
Okay.
piercing.
All right. And then, so you're trying to grab him. So go ahead and make me, let's see here, a strength check is going to have to be made by the person that is pulling him out of the cube.
So the way that it works is when it hits him, you pull the creature up to 10 feet closer to you, period.
Okay.
So, I mean, I take it at that point, I guess I could do...
Well, see, the thing with the gelatinous cube is if you're trying to pull someone out of it, you have to beat a strength check.
Okay, so I mean, I figure at that point, do you want me to roll maybe my wisdom modifier against it? Because that's my spell modifier.
Yeah, go ahead and do that. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Does he get a bonus for me helping? Like he's holding on to me. Should I roll something for it?
No,
It's really the spell that's doing
Yeah.
the heavy lifting.
Yeah.
Yeah. Minimal. I got a 7.
7. So the whip hits, and he's able to grab onto it, but as the spell pulls up, it's not strong enough. The gelatinous cube just holds on to.
Well, at
Holds
least
on
I
to
didn't
him.
hurt you. Enjoy that.
Yeah.
There's a cube here. It's going to need a few of us to poke at it before we can get him out.
Oh, okay.
Avirus goes over. Move out of the way. Avirus looks down and sees, and she's going to try and see what you see. She looks down. I don't see anything except for Lagonoth going very slowly, but I trust you. You said there's a cube?
Mm-hmm.
She shoots down. She's able to hit the cube. Alright. 9 plus 5. So 14 damage. She shoots into the gelatinous cube. And as she does that, she takes a step back. We have to do this one at a time. So next up, it is Grid's turn.
Well, let's see if we can save the little fella first. Pulls out a little mirror. He's like, well, buddy, here you go. And tosses the mirror at him. anything that attacks you or a harmful spell against you has to make a wisdom saving throw. On a failed save, it just can't attack you.
Cool.
Take what we can get. Staves off you being melted.
Yeah.
Right.
Is he out?
Nope.
No.
Nope.
So it has to
nowhere
make a
near.
wisdom saving throw.
Yeah.
To hit him.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh.
Franklin, I don't want you to melt, so you stay right put.
All right. Lagona's turn. So, because you are engulfed by the creature, you have to make a. Never mind. It's the start of the cube's turn. Never mind. You go ahead.
I don't know what to do but swing at it with my my rapier while I'm inside. Just that is a 18.
Okay, that'll hit. I'm just gonna make sure that you can attack it while you're inside of it.
Oh.
Creature can't breathe. Is restrained.
Oh.
Yeah.
You can't do anything.
You
No
can't do
attack.
anything. Yeah, you can only attempt to get pull yourself out.
Okay, then that's exactly what's gonna happen.
You have to make a DC strength check.
All right, this is gonna be difficult.
So see, okay, yeah,
Okay.
just go ahead and do that.
My saving throws 5 for strength. Ooh, nat 20.
Okay.
Nice.
Will you Hulk leap out of the cube?
Yep.
I need
So-
out.
Unhand me.
This is
Lagonath-
almost him. This is almost him.
Yeah.
Yeah. Lagonath moves upwards out of the cube, and he's able to pull himself out. He grabs onto the stone sides of the pit, and he pulls himself out. But he's only able to pull himself up 5 feet up. There's enough ledge to grab onto the side of the stone walls around you, but you are now 5 feet above the cube.
He's
That
just
is your
breathing
turn.
heavy. You just hear, get this thing! Someone kill it!
It is now Base's turn.
Well, I can't even see it. All right, I have something. I cast Fairy Fire.
Okay.
What it does is it outlines it with some specific light visible for everybody.
Nice.
Oh, that's it.
And it now will take a disadvantage, or I'm sorry, you have an advantage to attack it.
Oh,
Everybody
Okay.
does.
that is very helpful.
Okay.
Uh,
All right. So the cube is now lit up, and you can see the cube. However, it is now the
10-foot light.
Yeah,
Like,
the gelatinous cube is turned. It goes and it swings a melee attack. It's a pseudopod. You see this ooze-like arm come and try and hit
My
you.
reaction is my shield, which gives me a +5 AC.
Oh wait, you have sanctuary on you.
Yeah,
So
Oh,
I have
that's
to.
right.
I have
I'll
to
have to
break.
do
I
that
have to
then.
break the wisdom. What was it? The DC?
DC 15.
Should be my wisdom. So yeah, 15.
Okay. So it goes. It doesn't touch him.
That was smart.
Yeah. However, the cube can still move.
Mm-hmm.
And it slowly begins to ooze its way up. It moves up 5 feet. Make a dex saving throw. It tries to engulf you by moving into your space because it moves up 1 or 5 feet. As it goes, you're able to make the dex saving throw, and as it moves up, Lagonath just goes, hell no. He goes up 5 feet more, jumps us up.
Get away from me!
Well, being that I have advantage on attacks against him due to Fairy Fire,
Yeah.
Castaway at that point just goes,
Duck your head.
He's ducking.
and he breathes out the poison ichor all over it. I get advantage to the attack. That is a nat 20, so
Okay.
we are going to deal 4d12 damage.
Okay.
So that is going to be 22 points of poison damage
Alright.
to it. The creature has to succeed on a Constitution roll though.
Okay. Fails.
Take
What
that.
happens?
It takes 4d12 damage.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Okay, so Avirus steps forward again, and she's just gonna shoot another fireball. Nah.
No.
She doesn't. It fizzes, and she goes, "Oh, climb faster, Lagonath."
If you've made it 10 feet, you've got 5 more feet, and you can grab a hold of my quarterstaff.
She's just laughing at the situation.
Damn.
All right, it is now Grid's turn.
Get me out of this hole!
I heard you shoot it.
You get to roll with advantage.
So it's 17 either way.
Now hit.
8 fire damage.
Okay. All right.
Franklin, pull him up. Franklin like bites the edge of the hole or whatever it is, and like turns around so it's like very tiny metal tail is like barely within reach. He is a medium-sized metal turtle. So.
All right. It is now Lagoneth's turn.
I climb my ass out. You know, get me out of here. I guess I'm grabbing that turtle's tail and climbing out.
All right. So yeah, just go ahead and do a athletics check.
Athletic as fuck, you know?
He's Hulk leaping out of the slide.
I rolled 19.
So you're able to climb.
I Usain Bolt out of that, man.
Yeah, boy.
Get up!
All right. Because you're leaving its threat range, though, he gets an attack of opportunity. He has to make that wisdom saving throw.
You
though.
move so fast when you're dirty.
It fails its wisdom saving throw against the sanctuary.
You grab his tail.
Yep.
You just hear Franklin go.
So you leave. All right.
Leaving that hole and
All right.
backing away.
All right. Gotcha. It is now Base's turn.
Oh, okay. How far away is this line from me at this point if I was at the doorstep here?
If you move up to
15
where I'm
feet.
at.
Yeah, it's 15.
Okay.
Because it was originally 20, and then it moved up 5.
Well, I can't really reach it. That's weird. Can I jump over here? Like, from over here to over here?
Yeah. Go ahead and make me an athletics check, though.
Or acrobatics.
Or acrobatics, yeah.
That's my proficiency right there.
Yeah, I'd do that one.
So I front flip over the hall. I rolled a 16.
All right, so Base gracefully jumps over the hole. He lands on the other side.
Well, now that I'm safe, and it's not some Three Stooges in the doorway here, I'm going to cast Cure Wounds. As I was passing him, I touched his shoulder. So you're going to get 1d8 plus 4. 8.
There you go. So he
Oh,
heals.
thank
And
you.
I'm on the other side thing. And
Yeah. Okay.
Thank you, Drow.
Castaway's turn.
No big deal. That was a bad one.
Was it me already?
Nasty spell.
All right. So still got the fairy fire on. I'm just gonna keep whipping it at
All
this
right.
point. I needed that. All right.
Jeez, another nat 20.
I will take all the nat 20s when we're fighting
Advantage.
the Atlas Cube. All right, so
Check the weights on that die.
5. So I hit it for 8 and 5 is 13.
Okay.
Piercing damage.
It is now Virus' turn, and she's just gonna. And that will hit. Firebolt for 13 damage. So the gelatinous cube just begins to slowly, like, move back down. Grid's turn.
Can't we just plug up this thing? Cover it up.
It will eventually
Won't it
melt
just
anything
melt
that
it?
falls on it. That's probably what weakened the floor.
But is that our problem? It's in the floor now.
It's crawling up here, though.
Is it though?
Yeah, it just moved up.
I didn't realize that you cared so much for brainless living. I like you more and more.
Well, I just don't care about it. Let's move on. Well, all right. Well, he just throws more firebolts at it. What is this? 13?
That hits.
7 fire damage.
Alright. The fire damage, the ooze catches a flame, and it melts, and it drops back down into the pit. It has been vanquished.
Well, all right then.
He looks at Grid. You saved my life. I thank you.
Well, no problem, buddy.
He's like looking at the eyeballs where he tapped him at, and just accepts it. And thank you for healing me.
Yeah, we need you big and strong.
Despite his appearance, his grid is actually very, very clean.
I was willing to hurt you to save you. You're welcome.
So with that, you all still have to cross the doorway with the hole.
Yep.
Yeah.
So, those who need to get by it, just make me either acrobatics or athletics.
All right. Yeah, I'm still rolling pretty decent.
It's
So
gonna be
24
athletics
for
for me.
athletics. He just kind of
Yeah.
pole vaults.
14.
It's simple to get over.
I think anything over 10 for a
Yep.
5-footer is good.
Yep.
Yep.
Anything over 10. The skeleton even makes it.
yeah.
You see the
I made
skeleton. Skeletor runs and jumps. But Skeletor's just walking very stiffly, and it like slowly begins to do squats, and then after one squat, it jumps, lands.
Oh, he's stiff.
Very stiff skeleton. So as you guys jump over the hole, you enter the next rectangular room. It looks just like the room you just came out of. On the far end, to the northwest of the room, there is another door that leads into another room. However, in this room, go ahead and make me. Actually, what are your passive perception checks?
14.
17.
Is it passive?
Yes, it's the very bottom.
Oh shit, 14.
Okay.
I would assume mine
What's that
is.
there?
I don't even know.
That's a thing.
How do you do that?
It's just 10 plus your
Wisdom?
wisdom.
12.
Okay, it's 12. All right. So, you all see around this room there are several more tables, more vines all around the walls again, and there is a wooden chest to the southern portion of the room. And on the tables, you see a little bit more random items scattered about.
Ooh. He base rubs his hands together and begins to walk towards it.
The chest or the tables?
The chest.
Okay.
You sure you don't want my unseen servant to open it? It could
No.
be. It could be a trap.
No. When I experience treasure, I experience all of it. The
As
feel,
you will.
the smell. Open up the chest, see what's up.
Okay, so when you open the chest, you notice there is a short sword inside of it.
All right, I take the short sword out, put it on the ground.
Okay. Avirus looks over at the sword. Let me take a look at that.
Sure, I hand it over.
All right. Ah, draconic scriptures all over the sword, as well as that great axe that we saw in the last room. It seems to be that the sword has some magical attributes to it. Something my father won't care for. You may have it if you wish. And she hands it back to Base.
All right.
I guess I'm walking over to the table, not touching anything because it's dirty.
Yeah, old wooden tables.
Yeah, he just looks at.
So on top of those tables, he finds 15 gold scattered, and he also finds an old, rusted, ancient relic goblet.
The unseen servant picks up the goblet and holds it up to Lagona's face so I can inspect it to my leisure.
The ancient goblets, it's extremely old. It's obviously from ancient times.
Should I roll a history on it?
You
Oh.
can.
I have high history, man. Alright. That's high as fuck. 24.
24. As Lagonath inspects the goblet, he notices some of the engravings on the goblet. He's noticed. He's not exactly sure what or where the goblet was or came from, but he does notice and he sees that their engravings in it are similar to that of an elf and the elves.
Oh, okay, so I can read it if there's any engravings on
There's no scriptures,
Okay.
but the design is very elf-like. But you're not sure though. It's a design you've never seen before, but compared to humans and other races, the designs would resemble more of something that would be from the elfish territories.
Huh. Perhaps Sir Archibald would like this for his collection.
Avarice looks over. Ah, yes, that is something he might care to have. Hold on to it for now.
My unseen servant puts it into my pack. I don't touch it.
Okay.
Fuck
All right, and there's other tables as well. I'm assuming you
also
guys
brushes off
searched
the
that as well.
Grids of the
You're
other
already
table
dirty.
with Franklin.
Yeah. So the other table, the table that the unseen servant just grabbed the goblet off of, there was also 15 gold scattered about. The other table in the room, though, does have rubies scattered about, 10 of them to be precise.
Unseen servant picks up the rubies, leaves the gold though.
This is
My
this
table?
is the grids table.
Oh, okay. I thought it was
Yeah.
next to me.
Does anyone else notice I'm there?
I mean, yeah,
You got there first.
if you're trying to sleight of hand the rubies, then make a sleight of hand.
Not worth it. Hey, young lady, y'all want, like, does your daddy want some rubies?
She looks over at the rubies. Useless. Keep them.
Hey, let me have a few of those. You can have this sword. I hand you the short sword. I figured you'd be more handy with it.
You want this gold as well?
Of course.
He parts with.
Unseen servant goes and hands you some gold.
How much you want, son?
I don't know. Just like 2.
Alright, fair enough.
I'll take the rest.
He takes one, he hands you the rest, I guess.
So you get
He
7.
keeps 1 ruby.
Okay.
Thanks.
So 7 rubies to the Warforge. Are you
How
gonna use
long
this?
has it been since we got to this part from right here? Where
It's
we
only
were-
been a couple minutes. Yeah.
So he's gonna use his last level 1 spell for another identify then.
So
the
the short sword.
Yeah.
So as you identify the short sword, it is a frozen short sword. So the bearer may choose to deal cold damage with this weapon and gain +1 bonus to damage. So instead of normal damage, like instead of a short sword's piercing, so instead of normal piercing, you can do piercing cold damage with a +1 to damage.
Okay.
Yeah.
But if I do just regular damage without the gold, isn't the +1 at all?
It still gets the +1 regardless. So other than that is a door leading into another room.
How about I open this one?
You're correct. I should leave
I
it to
think
you.
that was a crack.
You... yes, I was attempting humor.
He opens the door and he peers in.
Okay. Make me a perception check.
Not my best. That was a 7. 7 plus 7, 14.
Okay. As he peeks into the room, you notice that this next room is much larger than the rectangular rooms that you were just in.
Oh.
It's all made out of stone. In the center of the room, though, there's a large chest. Next to that chest, there is a wooden, or I should say it's not wooden, it's a stoned chair. Like a throne of some sort. Very simple throne. Nothing is on the throne. And nothing is near the chest. And that's in the center of the room. And leading up to that chair or that throne and the chest, there are probably about 5 steps. And all around that room, you also notice there's some armor just scattered about. But you also notice some unfortunate bodies lying around.
Well,
You can't really tell anything really on the body. You can't see what's on the bodies. You can't tell if they're alive. You just see bodies lying there from where you're at anyways.
well, it looks like inside of this room there's some more treasure for those of you who are about that. There are quite a few dead, though. I'm going to check on them and see what exactly took their life.
He looks at the bard, Lagoneth does, and asks him a question. You've traveled the world, haven't you?
Well, mostly.
You wouldn't happen to come across a particular tabaxi, a furball. I mean, just a tabaxi.
Oh, one of the cat people, right?
Yes, I'm looking for a particular one.
Okay.
Fairly huge, more bigger than a tabaxi should be. Have you come across such a creature?
I've come across many big tabaxi in my shows. You need to be more specific.
He's just huge.
What color is his fur?
I guess he's white, black stripes.
His hands are black too, right?
I have no idea. I can't look at something so far beneath me. I mean, such a thing like that.
Oh, really? Well, Probably. I wouldn't be able to tell you much, because I don't know as much.
Yeah, you just asking questions, man. It's out of the ordinary. So
So I roll perception or intent for that. I have no idea. I'm just taking it as idle chatter. Well, probably. Where are the tabaxi from usually?
I don't know, someplace where tabaxis are from.
No, I'm asking.
This is a different world.
Oh.
You wouldn't
Yeah, so I don't
name it,
know.
so.
Where would the tabaxi be usually?
Hmm?
Where would tabaxi live or be?
Oh, they're all over. They're all
So
over
they're just
Tirisfir.
okay, just like humans,
Yeah,
just everywhere.
yeah. I mean, they're not as common as humans, but I mean,
What
you
do
can
y'all
find
mean
them
like
all over.
humans?
I didn't say that.
Sorry for the random question. Lord Butterfriend is more concerned.
Lord Butterfriend.
More concerned about this a particular.
I've heard of him, but this tabaxi, I've probably run into him 3 or 4 times. There aren't very many with white and black fur, and I do see one specific one always seems to be in a tavern trying to drink milk when I'm playing a show.
That sounds like him.
Yeah. He has a certain accent to him. I remember this guy.
We shall speak after we are done here.
Okay.
So as you enter this large square-like room, I have drawn several X's along the map. The X's represent the bodies that I mentioned that were lying around, and the little cloud-like images I've drawn on the map, those represent like the pieces of armor just scattered about, lying in the room. So what do you all do? It's a pretty dark room too, but there's a few cracks in the ceiling that have some of the sunlight gleaming through, but not enough to really spot anything.
Luckily, I have 120 dark vision, so
Yeah.
I can see the whole entire
And,
room.
and this room is massive. The ruins seem to, or at least the ceiling of this particular room seems to stretch up, and it goes probably about 40 feet high.
I don't like how dark it is in here. Despite I can actually have dark vision too, since I'm high up.
Wait,
You have 60. Yeah.
Oh, I have 60?
Yep.
I don't want you to do anything dumb.
I was gonna use my dancing lights.
Yeah, don't do anything dumb. All right?
Dancing light!
Wait.
I just want to light up the area.
Y'all haven't been very out much, have you?
Of course I've been out. I've stepped out on the grass. I've seen peasants at their work. What do you mean?
Look here, buddy. Look around you. What do y'all see?
Dead bodies.
See, he gets it. Now, this room's dark, right? So-
I?
And
Yeah.
the door was closed, right?
I suppose it was, yes.
And you consider yourself an intelligent man, correct?
At this point, Castaway is just kind of.
Chuckling.
You have an attitude about you. You do what you want. He crosses his arms and looks away from him.
Think you hurt his feelings. His royal feelings.
Well, let me put it to you in easy terms for you, buddy. Whatever killed them bodies is still in this room.
I figured that. I want to find him.
Yeah, but as soon as you cast some light, it's gonna see where the light's coming from.
As if you can't hear this conversation or something.
You also
God
got
makes a point.
You also got a point.
Castaway is just kind of kneeling down. He's gotten a good laugh out of all this, and he's looking at one of the dead bodies that are down on the ground. I'm gonna make a medicine check to see what happened to him.
All right.
I rolled like crap. I got a 9.
He had an ouch in
You
his
got a
chest
9?
area.
So you go up to the closest
Ouch
body,
in the
which
cavity area, I think.
you're already right next to. You
He's
kneel
devastated.
down. Casper looks at the body. Looks like it was a dwarf. Seems fairly fresh. You're not sure, though, based off what you rolled, how old it might be. Not nearly as old as the skeletal remains outside with the ogres. But when you look into this dwarf's rotting body, you do see, like, there's, like, a chunk missing from his neck.
Oh.
I'm not quite sure what killed them all, but it definitely got a snack to go on. Its throat's been ripped out.
Disgusting.
Very. That's not horrible, but they're not gonna do anything in here but just stink up the place. Sorry for those of you who can smell.
Yeah. Also, the clothing that the dwarf has looks like they're like peasants' clothing. Nothing too fancy.
Eyes still in his head, eyes open or eyes closed?
Eyes are closed.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, he won't close its eyes. He'll
Yeah.
just go. He rolls him a little bit just to kind of lift up and see if there's anything underneath him.
Nothing.
Okay, he
Nothing.
lays him back down.
Well, I don't know what's happened to them all, but it's disgusting, right?
You
Avirus.
seem to be a big fan of touching dead bodies.
You're gonna step forward.
It's natural. We all get there eventually, right?
Yeah, I suppose.
Avirus is
You'll
looking
just take a
around.
little bit longer.
Yeah.
She's gonna kneel down
Seen a few go my way, but
and she casts a spell,
it's been a couple hundred.
and the fallen dwarf slowly sits up. And it slowly stands. And she looks around. Another one to add to the party, right? I would keep your eyes open. I don't like this room.
Can y'all make it talk?
What?
Can y'all make it talk?
Avi, is it gonna be
She
named?
shakes her head. And just, or the zombie. This one will be named Charles.
So they have skin and they get names. Interesting, I suppose.
We got a party city back here. Halloween costume
Oh,
now.
look where this is going.
Hey, y'all got them hands that float, right? Can y'all grab that armor over there?
Why are you so scared to go get
This
it?
is a zombie. That's the skeleton.
Unseen servant, do what he says.
Damn.
Alright.
Unseen servant goes and picks up the armor.
Equipment is getting picked up.
Okay. So
He's
it's
gonna-
like a large breastplate. It picks it up and brings it to you.
No, he holds it in front of a grid.
So he's gonna do
Like it's Resident
like
Evil
a
2.
survival
You have
type check to see what kind of like scarring
Yep.
it has.
Okay.
14.
So the armor that's lying there, it's a plated armor, medium sized. Nothing really crazy about it. It's just a normal sized breastplate. It has some claw markings on it, something large clawed into it.
Can I do some sort of animal check? Would that still be under survival?
You can do survival, see what kind of claw marks.
Oh, that's good.
20.
Nat 20. You look into the claw marks of the breastplate and you notice just the way they're shaped. They were definitely from large talon-like claws. Not something that a medium-sized animal could have done to it. The claw marks are so massive that whatever hit this armor, it was of a large type of claw. But other than that, you don't know what caused it other than their large claws. And it looks like the three large, markings.
Grid's looking at as he's saying, thinking this, he's slowly slipping back towards the door. Yeah. Alright.
Grid, did you find something wrong with that breastplate?
Yeah, I did.
Where are you going?
Oh, me? No, I'm not going nowhere.
You seem to be backing away. Is there a problem? Is Artemis?
Listen, I think you should just tell us what's going on.
Damn.
Persuasion. 18 plus 5.
Fire.
Well, it seems like a large creature with pretty big claws. Got
Okay.
it pretty good. You see these marks?
Yeah, I do.
It's pretty big, bigger than Franklin here.
Oh.
Servant, put that down.
So I'm gonna go ahead. Let's go ahead and roll a new initiative.
Oh.
So let's go ahead and do that real quick. All right.
Trash.
I'm last.
Oh, I am almost last.
All right. So
I've got a 2.
8.
9.
Wow.
Oh.
5.
Oh.
Oh
You might want to take that luck roll now.
I don't know about that. Because everybody else has got trash too, so it's just all about the pegging warriors.
As you guys are rummaging about the room, you notice that chest has been untouched. You hear a screech. It's not a loud, like, piercing screech. It's a very low screech at the moment. Coming from above.
Oh god.
And as you hear it, a large creature drops from the ceiling. It drops down into the center of the room onto the throne. As it drops, it has large wings scatter along its back, and it slowly floats down, and it sits onto the throne. Its large claws grab onto the sides as it scratches against the stone. It leans forward, and it begins to speak in a language that none of you probably know unless you know Abyssal.
Hell no.
I
What about that guy?
I have
Oh,
a
no.
spell.
Oh man.
Nah, I speak the crazy talk.
It also has telepathy, so it can speak through your minds
That
as
means
well.
we understand it.
Yep.
Yeah.
So it begins to screech slowly, and it says out to all of you, "You have entered my domain. Here to take my treasure. You have killed my ogres and goblins, disturbed my home. No one has made it this far. Your lives will be forfeit. I shall devour your very flesh and souls. Prepare to die, like the heathens you are."
Well, now wait. Now, can we talk about this a
A
little
little
bit?
excessive.
Yeah, I thought so too.
As it's sitting there on the throne, its claws clenched onto the sides, as you guys look up upon this large creature, it looks like a large, massive humanoid bird, and it has a beak and demonic-looking eyes staring down over you.
Clock tower.
Your flesh shall taste wonderful after my claws have ripped them from limb. Kill them all. And it slowly leans back into its chair, and it just cackles at you. And it's gonna make nothing. Nothing happens.
Damn.
It sits there in its throne, staring at you. It does nothing for its first round. So what do you all do?
Lagonis looks up at him. Just, your ogres and your goblins attacked us. This is self-defense.
You're on my territory. These are my ruins and my treasure. I've grown fond of devouring the townsfolk of the nearby town. Even the adventurers that come in here, all dead. I don't leave one survivor because they just taste so good.
You do a terrible job of eating your food.
Wow.
I
what a day.
play around with it. And for you, elf, I think I'll enjoy your blood first.
Wait, which one?
Talking to the little
Oh,
guy.
okay.
I'm afraid we'll have to put you down. Prepare yourself.
Can I make a suggestion? Y'all
Drowns
like
and
eating
elves,
townspeople, right?
I'm
I
gonna eat
propose-
you next.
Well, hell.
It's a creature none of you have seen before. Just put it that way. Alright, so it is first. It's skipping its turn. It's Lagoneth's turn.
He just draws his rapier and walks forward.
Alright.
Maybe 10 feet. Just steps forward.
Alright, is that all he does?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
You know, I just find this all very hilarious. And then he kind of takes a couple of feathers from the actual creature itself off the ground and uses them. He's gonna cast Tasha's Hideous Laughter. So, the creature of your choice that can see within the range perceives everything as hilariously funny and falls into fits of laughter if the spell affects it. The target must succeed a wisdom saving throw or fall prone, becoming incapacitated and unable to stand for a duration. The duration is up to 1 minute. A creature with the intelligence score of 4 or less is not affected at all. At the end of each of its turns, and each time it takes damage, the target can make another wisdom saving throw to get up out of the status.
Yeah.
Within that time frame.
Okay.
So he has to make a wisdom check or a wisdom throw.
Okay. That's fine.
You're also garbage. So I can put a D8 against that.
Oh, he's trying to make it happen.
Okay.
I'm gonna use my cutting words to make sure that I roll against it.
Okay.
5. Whatever you rolled, -5.
The bird-like creature, which is known as a vrock, begins to cackle out loudly. All right. So it is now Avaris's turn. She is going to take a step back, and she shoots up at the vrock. She shoots a firebolt, and it just misses. Passes him. She rolled way too low to even hit. All right. So it is now Grid's turn.
Well, y'all not gonna eat me. 10.
Miss.
No wonder he's laughing.
Yep.
He's losing it.
All right.
Stay put.
What's Franklin doing?
He's staying put.
All right. It is now the Warforged Castaway's turn.
Demons are quite my thing.
He kind of takes his a 10-foot step that way.
Well, work with what you know.
And he whips out another thorn whip at him, trying to hit him with that.
Okay.
I'll use this one. What did I get there?
14.
14 plus 7 is
Okay.
21?
Yeah, that will hit.
All right. And this is piercing damage.
Okay.
So 2d6.
Thorn whip.
So 5 points of piercing.
Okay. 5 points of piercing damage. Gotcha. So the whip goes and it smacks against the Vrock's chest, and he's still laughing.
He gets a chance to save now.
Yeah, yeah. But.
Yeah, he can roll a wisdom save.
Mm-hmm. So how much damage was that?
It is 2d6, 5 damage. And I immediately, because it's not a regardless of strength check, I pull him 10 feet closer.
Okay. He's still cackling. Ha 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 ha! Ah! Your souls will be ripped from your very bodies once I'm through with you. Alright, so what he has to beat 15?
Mm-hmm.
So he's able to beat it. So he breaks out of the laughter and he looks over at the Dro. You think you're funny? Very well. Kill them all. And the armor that Grid was... Who was looking over the armor that you held up?
I
He was.
What'd you do with it?
Laid it on the ground.
He just put it on
Alright,
the ground
so
after he
the
was
armor that you placed down on the ground begins to shake and move. And it slams against your legs. What's your AC?
16.
Okay, so I think I'm going to miss there. The armor floats, and it tried to slam up against you. And you also spot there's other armor that on the ground that begins to move about. The Vrock looks over. I'm coming for you. You think you're funny. And it flaps its wings, and it flies over everyone. And it comes down at base. And it swings one of its talons down at him. You're mine, Dro. You're not safe from me.
Hey, now calm down.
What's your AC?
16.
Okay, 16. So it sweeps down with its claws or its talons, and it misses. However, it has multi-attack, and it's allowed to attack with its beak as well.
What was it? You attack?
Oof, 19. That will hit. Its beak comes down, and it hits you for 2d6 damage. So for 9 damage plus 3, it's 12 damage. Its beak grabs onto your shoulder and it rips part of your armor out.
Okay. Ouch!
All right.
This guy's a dick.
And then it turns and looks around and it holds its head back as it was about to do something. It is now Robert's turn.
He looks and sees what happened to the drow. Not so fast. He takes his rapier, and you see lightning crackling. It takes my booming blade. So, just gotta roll that.
It's a magical rapier.
Mm-hmm.
17.
Y'all hit.
All right. That's what I like to hear. Let's see. 1d8. 1 damage plus the fire. 1 more damage.
Okay.
2 plus 1d8, 2d8 lightning.
So 9.
9 more.
Okay.
Oh, and I get an extra attack since I'm 5th level.
Yes.
So I pull the rapier out, stab him again.
Okay.
That connects. Yeah, 14 more damage.
Okay. You pierce the Vrock's scaly hide with your rapier, and you see the fire goes off. He looks over at Lagonath, and he stares at you. You'll be next, boy. All right. It is Base's turn.
Base is going to back up 5-foot range, just a little bit, just to get away from him.
Mm-hmm.
Not necessarily disengage though.
Yeah.
I heard flying types are weak against electricity.
I'll hit him with shatter. I'm gonna roll this to be the much more powerful version, which is the level 3 version. I would be able to throw 48 on this one,
Okay.
and it's in a 10-foot radius.
I forgot, does he just have a saving throw, or do you have to hit him with it?
You have to hit him.
Okay.
No, saving throw. I'm sorry.
Okay.
You'll take half though.
Yeah.
If you
If he gets hit,
if you save, you take half as much.
He's gonna take half.
he's gonna take half.
You gonna take half?
Yeah.
Luck, reroll.
He's got a 15, so he made it.
It was a nice try. He still takes damage.
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna throw 48.
And this is lightning,
Yeah.
so he'll take half damage from your spell. So whatever you roll in half.
Don't worry, if he tries to move, he takes my lightning damage.
Oh! 8 and 6 is 14.
18.
17,
So-
18, yeah.
Half of 18.
9.
So 9. So you see lightning slams against the Vrock, and you see the lightning kind of just scatter along his body. It hurts him, but it doesn't do as much damage as you originally would have thought. So he just took half of that, which was 8. So 8 damage. Make me a perception check.
All right. 16 plus 5. 21.
Okay.
Yeah.
Actually, use that and make me. You can keep that die.
Okay,
Since you
16.
rolled it with 16. Instead of the perception, make me do investigation on the Vrock that you just hit. So,
If it was 16, that would be my intelligence mod. This is 18 then.
okay, so you see the lightning hit him. As it hits him, it scatters along his body.
Mm-hmm.
You can tell that the lightning just doesn't hurt him very well. So
So it disperses it well. As
it disperses it very well. So he took the half damage since he made the dex save. But you also notice
Just looks like it didn't affect him
yeah,
at
he
all.
takes half of that half.
Damn.
Interesting.
That sucks.
Yep.
Ah.
So he took 4 damage.
So I just kind of rubbed my chin.
Yeah. So something about that.
Something about
yeah.
that was off.
Yep.
Okay.
You just don't know what. It is Varys' turn. She turns around and she points at the animated armor that attacked Grid. Her skeleton takes a 5-foot step and it slashes down at the armor to see if it hits. And as the skeleton slashes with that goblin scimitar, the scimitar just bounces off the armor. Doesn't really hurt it. Didn't roll high enough. But the zombie, on the other hand, turns around and it moves next to Lagonith and Castaway. You see that dwarf zombie comes and steps between you two, and it goes tries to slam up against the rock, and it hits.
I see you.
It hits. So
You were a striker in your day.
yes. So the zombie rolls a 1d6 plus 1.
Oh.
2 damage. So you see the zombie go and hits it for 2 damage, but it only does 1. The rock just looks at the zombie. Alright. A Virus, though, she will take a step back against the wall, and she's going to shoot. Actually, a stronger spell this time around.
Ooh.
Never mind.
Oh no.
Her spell, she tries to cast level 2 spell, Scorching Ray, but it fizzes out. She isn't able to do it.
Your ability to raise the dead. Slightly better than your ability to cast.
Yes. So it is now Grid's turn.
He's gonna roll a quick perception check to see if the rock is wearing any metal pieces. 23.
You don't see any metal on him.
Okay. Well, he's gonna use his bonus action as a to use his branding smite, which adds 2d6 radiant damage if I hit, and he's gonna take out his magic battle axe with a 15 to hit.
15 will hit.
Alright. 8 radiant damage and 13 slashing.
Okay.
And then since I'm level 5, I get another hit. 11.
No. The rock smacks your axe away. Alright.
And
Cast her away.
he cannot go.
Oh, I'm sorry, Franklin.
Oh, yeah, Franklin.
Mm-hmm.
He's gonna bite at the magic armor.
Okay.
13.
Does nothing. Little turtle mouth. He bites on the armor, but he doesn't do any damage to it.
Castaway is gonna kind of move over here.
He's a big one. I'm going to make some space.
When he does, though, he's gonna cast a higher point of magic as well. He points at the Brock.
Okay.
I don't know much about your kind, but once we have you down on the ground and dead, we'll figure you out.
And you see he does this kind of movement of his fingers back and forth, up and down, and then flicks out his fingers. And as they string forward, black tendrils spring from his fingertips and go straight towards the eyes of the Vrock. I need it to make me a Constitution save.
What you got beat?
I think you beat it, actually.
Okay.
Yeah. So you're able to save against it.
Okay. Alright, that's it.
That was his. He moved and did
Alright.
his magic.
It is now the Vrock's turn. The Vrock slowly looks around at everyone, and it rears its head back, and it screeches loudly. It's called a stunning screech. You can do it once per day. The Vrock emits a horrific screech. Each creature within 20 feet of it can hear it, and that isn't a demon must succeed on a DC 14 Constitution saving throw or be stunned until the end of the Vrock's next turn.
Am I just out of range?
You have to be within 20 feet.
He's like right on top of me, so.
You're out of it.
You see 14 constitution.
Yep.
That did not make it.
So this would be Lagonith, Grid, and Base.
So the saving throw is which?
14 con saving throw.
Remember, you get a +1 to it.
Yeah.
Jack of all trades.
Both Grid and Franklin are stunned.
I'm out.
So Lagonith and Grid both hear this screech ringing through their ears. They're stunned until the end of the Vrock's next turn. And that's a bonus action for him. He goes and he looks at Lagonith. He swings at you. Because you are stunned, he basically gets an advantage on you.
Damn.
Pretty sure that's how stunned works. It's not instant hit.
It's
Yeah,
not.
It's it's an
I think-
advantage.
Yeah.
Wait, don't. My reaction would go off, right?
Not when it's done.
Oh shit, never mind.
He has to move for that too.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, the booming.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's 2D.
His claw comes in, and he slashes Lagoneth's side, and he's dealing 14 damage.
Yeah, you have advantage on any attack you make against him.
And
You have advantage on any attack you make
Yeah.
against him.
yeah,
That's what I
13
figured.
thunder damage or whatever. Lightning.
Okay, so he takes that.
Set 14.
Mm-hmm. No, 14 damage. And then he reaches down, and he rips one into your shoulder with his beaks, doing 10 damage. And then the armor next to Grid slams up against him to try and hit him. Has an advantage since you're stunned. So the 15 will hit. Grid, you are taking 1d6 plus 2. 7 damage. And the other armors that are now floating begin to move towards you all. Armor comes behind Castaway and it swings at him. And it misses. And that's it for the monsters. It is now Lagoneth's turn, but he is considered stunned for this round.
Yep.
Alright. Base's turn.
I take a sliver of glass out of my backpack, and I just kind of hold it up in the air. Basically, what happens after this is I fill the air with a bunch of spinning daggers in a cube of 5 foot on each side. I'm going to use this as a level 3.
So what's the save for this cloud of daggers?
So it says that the save is going to be the 15, but it's Constitution
based?
I believe. Wait 1 second, actually. I don't even think there's actually a save because it's an area of effect. Yeah, there's no save. He just eats it because he's there.
Okay.
And if he stays there for the next turn, he takes it again.
Okay.
It stays there for a minute. Yeah, 1 minute.
So how much damage was it?
6, 10, and then 16.
Rock howls out. Alright. It is now.
Rock will. I'm gonna put Bardic Inspiration on him.
Who? Robert?
Robert.
Or
as a bonus action.
Lagoneth?
Yeah.
Lagoneth?
Lago.
Okay.
As a bonus action, and
He was right.
when his turn starts, he takes the damage all over again. I'll have to roll it again.
Okay. Alright. Avirus's turn. Her skeleton swings at that armor yet again. Try and hurt it.
So
It does
negate on
nothing.
Anything. That's a
The
brutal
zombie
attack.
swings his arm
Attack
at the
miss.
rock
So-
and it hits
If it hits you, you can
for
fucking
7 damage.
roll a d8 against it.
Oh, it's technically half. since
Yeah,
it's-
yeah, I don't care, man. That dwarf zombie is putting that work in.
The dwarf just slams its fist against the back of the rock, trying to grab its wing. Virus, however, is going to step here, and she's going to cast... She ain't going to cast shit to the Vrock. She's not able to do anything yet against the Vrock. It is now Grid's turn.
I'm
Gridaxia.
stunned.
Oh, yeah, that's right, you're stunned. Castaway's turn.
It needs to make me a con save.
Oh, natural 20.
Okay. Grid just kind of turns around.
What do you mean, Castaway?
Oh gosh, Grid. I don't know why I call myself Grid. Castaway turns around and looks at the animated armor.
Well, you know, I looked kind of like you at one point. I've changed.
And then he kind of opens up to his fungal spores again.
Okay.
So when he does that, it will take some damage for being that close to me. You need to make a con save for me.
The armor?
Yes. Unless
Okay.
it's immune to necrotic.
So not
It's
armor. Not armor. If you're being
14.
attacked.
So it'll take 1.
Alright, it's the Vrock's turn.
He's gonna take that
Yeah,
damage.
do your d4s before I do anything with him.
He's not happy.
Mm-mm.
Another 15 in his mouth.
Okay. Vrock looks over and it swings grow and he flaps them out. He flies up. He
Hey, where are you
goes-
going?
He lands and he slashes at base, upset that he casted that spell at him.
Catching that word.
The talons or the beak comes and it misses. The talons, however, do strike you, and you're going to take 14 damage. Talons rip along Base's side, ripping any armor he may have. I'm assuming it's leather of some
Yeah.
sort. Yeah.
Hey, I just had that polished. Oh.
The armor moves along and swipes at the zombie dwarf, and it hits the zombie dwarf for 5 damage. Other armor alongside of the Warforged swings,
19's what you're trying to hit?
and it misses. You're able to block him. The other armor, though, standing in front of Gridoxius,
He's gonna have
slams.
Franklin do a defensive stance and has a disadvantage now.
Okay, so he's gonna miss, regardless. That was all 3 armors. All right, it is now Lagoneth. You're not stunned any longer.
Oh, you'll pay for that. He looks at the rock, and he had this spell prepped for quite a while. Magic missile, and fires it off.
Okay,
I believe it's an auto hit.
it'll all hit. So I think you
Okay.
have 3 magic missiles. I
Okay.
think at level 5.
Got it. Done. 3 damage.
3 damage. Okay, instant hit though.
Yep. 4, 7.
You see the magic missile slam into the rock. It screeches out and looks over at Lagoneth. All right, Base's turn.
Oh, you bastard. He's clutching his chest where his armor's slashed. You dick. I just had this treated. I'm just gonna stab him with my rapier.
Okay.
See how that goes.
All right, well hit.
I add that plus 4, 22.
Okay. Oh, 24 will hit.
Okay. It's plus 4. Okay.
Okay. 1d8 plus 4.
6 plus 4, 10. 10 damage.
All right, is it a magical rapier?
No.
So your rapier, you stab the rock, but it doesn't really hurt it all that much, but it still takes damage. All right. Varus's turn. The zombie turns around. It's going to smack at the armor. Does nothing.
It's a hot noodle party.
Skeletons
Man.
attacking.
Yeah.
Nothing. The
Yeah.
skeleton, the zombie don't do anything to the animated armors.
Is this activating?
Hmm?
That's activating?
Yeah.
Okay, it does take 1d4 necrotic damage. It needs to
Okay.
make me a constitution save. It
No,
fails,
fails.
so 1d4. It takes 3 necrotic.
Okay. Avirus. She's going to try and cast last level 2.
Oh,
And it's
there you go.
critical. She shoots Scorching Ray at the rock. So Scorching Ray. So she gets 3 rays, and she has to roll for each ray.
So one's a crit.
Yep. So the first 2 hit. So Scorching Ray, it does 2d6 fire damage to the rock. The first one's a crit though, so 2d6, 4d6. So that's 6. Plus 6 is 12. Plus 8. So 20 damage to the rock, fire damage. Its wings begin to burn into flames, and it's still up, and it screeches out even more in pain. And as the wings begin to burn, you all can notice, I'll just say this is your passive perception, you all notice spore-like things begin to form all over its body. Alright,
Does this have to do with you?
Grid's turn.
He turns around towards the rock and starts chopping at it with his battle axe again.
Get him.
Nice.
18, so 23. And 9 damage. Slashing. Franklin is going to bite at the armor again.
Nothing.
11.
Doesn't hit the armor. Now it's Castaway's turn.
I will need you all to remove yourselves from my direct interaction.
And as he just kind of does that, the spores that are in his body begin to kind of vibrate almost, and it releases this thunderous gout of energy. It's going to hit him. It's going to also hit her skeleton, but it's also going to hit that too. I'm doing Thunder Wave.
Okay.
So when I do Thunder Wave on a failed save, creatures within the 15-foot cube originating from you must make a Constitution saving throw. So
Okay.
DC 15.
So 2 armors and a Virus' skeleton. So the 2 armors made it.
Okay.
Skeleton failed it.
So the skeleton fails, but the other ones don't. I'm casting it at a 3rd level, so I'm dealing 4d8s.
Okay.
So with this damage, you'll cut that in half.
Okay.
That's an 8. That's 3. That's 4. And that's 6. So 10, 8 and 3 is 21, so 21 points of thundering damage. In addition, unsecured objects that are completely within the area of effect are automatically pushed 10 feet away from you by the spell's effect, and the spell emits a thunderous boom audible to 300 feet. But I don't think there's anything else you need to
The armor take massive damage, but the skeleton just explodes. Skeletor flies all in several pieces, and the Virus looks over at you like, really? Really?
Well,
That was Skeletor!
was.
This isn't going well.
Rock. Its spores on its body begin to move about, and it does a thing called spores. 15-foot radius cloud of toxic spores extends out from the rock. The spores spread around corners. Each creature in that area must succeed on a DC 14 Constitution saving throw or become poisoned. So make me Constitution saving throw of 14.
Am I in range?
I'm good.
Okay.
I made it.
Am I in
14
range?
exactly.
Yes.
Yeah, I rolled a 10. I have a
Okay.
+1 and
Constitution?
I got a +3, so.
I missed it.
So if you failed your Constitution saving throw, you take poison damage of 1d10. 5 damage.
Jeez.
Laguna takes 5 poison damage. So at the start of each of its turns, okay, so you don't take that yet. At the start of your turn, you take it. So you are now poisoned. The Vrock slashes at base with its talons, and that will
How
hit.
disgusting.
Roll a d8.
Minus that.
Okay. So it's got a 11. All right. How many times can you do that?
4 times a day.
Okay. Just want to make sure.
Yep, 4 times a day.
Okay. So that's 11 to hit, so that will miss. And then its beak comes down and slashes at you or bites at you for 17.
Yeah, it hits.
Okay, that one will hit. And that only does 2d6 plus 3, 6 damage. Slams against the zombie. It does. Yeah, they're just slapping each other. 7 damage to the zombie. Alright. This armor turns around
Yeah, okay.
and swings at
Constitution
you. Yeah. Fails.
Okay.
So what's
Takes
the damage?
1d4. 3 damage.
Okay. That's slowly chipping away at that armor. Plus
19.
4 is 16. So it misses. Other armor though on Redoxia misses too.
Lagonis just looks at the armor to his left and 5 foot steps over there and activates his green flame blade. So green flame just dances around his rapier as he slashes. Let's make it happen. That's a plus. Yeah, I made 18.
Okay. So
Alright,
do your
so
damage.
That is 1d8 plus 7 flame damage. 15
Plus.
green
Yeah,
flame
disadvantage.
damage.
Well, green flame is the one that bounces to another target, right?
Yeah, if it's like 5 feet. But
Yeah, so there's no other target, so it doesn't. You don't do the green flame damage.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Oh, then let me just do my regular damage.
Yeah, just do your regular damage.
1d8 plus 7
14.
plus my fire. And I'm going to use my bonus action. Not action, sir, but my second wind.
Okay.
Because I want some HP back, damn it. That will be a plus 5.
Okay, so you regain 5 HP.
No, I regain 11.
Oh, okay. And it's now Base's turn.
Yeah.
Alright, I'm gonna use Blade Ward.
Okay.
Basically, it just gives him a disadvantage for the next roll. Actually, you know what? I'm sorry. Let me do another thing. I'm just gonna cast Vicious Mockery. I'm just gonna insult him.
Okay.
You look like a shriveled old nutsack.
All right, let me roll it. Say that one. He has advantage or
Yeah, he
twice
does.
on. Oh, so he fails.
Dude,
Okay.
you're the
what's
only
it
one
do
who's been
again?
able to cast magic
I know.
against.
So what's it do again?
1d4.
He does kind of look like a nutsack.
1d4 of damage.
Okay. 1.
I'll take it. It's at a disadvantage next turn
Okay.
to attack roll.
All right. Zombie swings at armor. Oh, it still misses.
Damn.
Cast firebolt. That will hit that armor, and she does 13. That armor bursts into flames and it crumbles
Damn,
down.
hit him with a big bang
Yep.
attack.
So that's her turn, and it is now Grid's turn.
18 to hit. 11 damage there. And then second. No. No. And then Franklin's going to bite. Come on, Franklin.
Hey.
20. 4 damage. Piercing.
Okay. The rock screeches and it crumbles to the ground. Ah!
Your turtle fucking
The turtle killed it?
Fucking Franklin.
Damn. I did 1 damage, man.
The rock screams out.
We were that close?
I can barely even speak as the turtle grabs.
The turtle viciously assaulted.
grabs.
Franklin,
You
eat
see-
him.
Franklin, get him!
The rock dies and it just doesn't even get a word out. Franklin jumps up, bites the rock's neck, and it rips out its throat just like it did to the dwarf.
You just hear his victory practice.
How poetic.
So Castaway is going to his whip attack against
Okay.
the animated armor. That is a 12 plus 7, so a 19.
Okay, that hits.
Yep. And it takes 7 damage plus an additional 6, so 8 points of damage.
You do damage to it, quite a bit of damage. It begins to dent the armor.
Cool.
It's just hard. Also, I need you. I'm sorry, you're still poisoned, my friend. Lagonith, you are taking 1d10, 5 damage of poison. Yeah. So at your next turn, you can try and make a saving throw to stop it. This armor swings at the zombie for 1 damage. Dude, they're just noodle fighting, man. Zombie and the armor just. The other swings at Castaway and hits.
That actually hits me.
You take 3 damage.
It's
Lagonith.
You tried. It
Your
needs
turn.
to take damage though.
Oh yeah, go ahead.
It takes 4 more.
Okay.
Necrotic.
I grow tired of seeing these dead things battle. He rushes towards the armor and stabs at it.
I just want you to know, as you rush towards the armor, you're running past the cloud of daggers.
Yeah, you
Oh,
might wanna not
You don't want to
into
step
that.
into
I
that.
forgot that was there. Fuck that.
He goes.
It's there, yeah, it's there for 6 rounds.
There
He
you
goes
go.
around.
It goes around it. Stabs at it. Of course, with Booming Blade, because he does nothing without magic.
Ooh.
That is a crit.
All right.
That's the first damage.
36 damage.
Yep.
Yeah.
And that's just my first attack. I hope you're hitting him again.
The armor crumbles and
Okay.
it falls apart. So there's only 1 armor floating around left. It is now Base's turn.
Base is gonna walk up to the nearest armor. This one, right?
Mm-mm.
This one?
Mine, right here.
Yes, furthest
yeah.
away.
I wouldn't get too close. Can't turn off the spores that easy.
Oh, gross. Well, best thing about magic is I don't have to be too close.
True.
All right. I put my hand up into the sky with that iron rod and cast Shatter on it.
Cool.
Since it's metal, it takes a disadvantage.
All right. The 7.
It's gonna get
Yeah.
blasted.
Gets blasted.
So it's 2. I think it's 3d8. 8, 7, 8.
It's dead.
8.
Yeah,
Regardless.
I did it.
Ian.
So the armor just explodes into several small pieces. As it
Everything
flies
seems
about.
to fit into place today.
Yeah.
That was good.
Thank you.
Very good.
Thank you.
I need to see the rock, actually. Excuse me.
And you just see he's immediately scraping the back of it, trying to get spores into a butt.
Yeah.
I'm bowing as if I did the performance after he said thank you.
Oh, it was great.
Yeah.
While you are all digging
You're
around,
quite welcome.
Virus walks forward
know
and
I'm
she's
good.
looking around, and she
Okay.
goes up to the chest, and she has her zombie just smack it open.
He's good
Charlie.
at smacking stuff.
Yeah.
The dwarf Charlie just opens it, smacking the chest open, and she reaches down and she grabs what was inside the chest, and it's a small like pendant amulet.
My greater portion.
And she looks around. This is what we were looking for, I think. And she just pockets it. The rest is yours. Do it as you please.
You
I'm
mean
surprised
the rest
none
is
of you
mine.
died in that battle. Very well done, the four of you.
You see Lagon just chugging a potion already. He just finished. Much better. Can we get out of here now?
No, this is my throne now.
I'm throwing
He's,
back.
he's sitting down, ready to
So, well, as you sit in the throne, you're looking around. There are a few treasure chests all along the back walls. Only make me a perception check.
I got a 13.
19.
10.
Perception.
If you got 15 or higher, you notice.
Oh yeah.
Gradoxia and Base notice at the very northeastern corner of the room, there is, looks like there's a little slab on the floor that looks somewhat ill-shifted. It's as if you could pick it up. Stone
like it's
slab.
like it's just higher.
It's,
than
it's
the
not
rest.
even. Yeah, it's a little higher than the rest of the stone floor.
Is it like heavy? Like,
Nah,
well, it's
you-
stone
you-
slab.
It's,
but like-
yeah, it's a slab.
so
You
it's
can
a
pick it
two-hand,
up.
okay.
Yeah, you can pick it up if you try. Not too heavy.
Now what do we got here?
As you move the slab to the side, you see there's a secret staircase that goes down into the ruins. And there's also another chest behind the throne if you open it.
My adventure in me is itching, but we've got what we came for.
Well, if you all want to go, you can, but there's so much more for me to dabble with here.
At the very least, the chest is gonna get opened in, and I'm gonna be going down the stairs.
You going down the stairs?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so before, let's open that chest really quick. So in that chest, there is another item. It is a armor, actually, plate armor in the chest.
I don't have any.
And it has the same draconic-like scripture on it as the axe and the sword did.
Plate mail.
Yeah. And also, Avirus does a sleight of hand also. I meant to do this. So if you all want to look, you don't have to. Okay. I got a 1. She failed.
miserably.
We all
Sorry.
see.
With my
She's like,
Mm-hmm. So in the chest, I meant to mention this. In the chest that she pulled the amulet out, she also pulls out a dagger. That's
And
what I was trying to
pockets
say.
it?
She pockets the dagger.
I don't care.
Miss, I believe as your father said, anything besides the amulet was ours. How about you allow me to look at that dagger before you just go ahead and put it in your clutch?
She holds the dagger out towards the Warforged and she goes, "Yes, you're right. My father did say anything that he didn't care for would be yours. However, I care about this dagger, and it is now mine."
She has a point.
I could care less about the dagger.
There's nothing you would be able to do with it anyway. It fits my needs far more than yours, Spore Warforged.
Damn.
And as you see that, he places his hand down onto one of the dead bodies on the ground, and it raises up, covered in spores.
Well, if it helps with anything along necromancy, I fancy it. So I would like to see it.
However, you're not. It is mine. Is this something you wish to really have? You will have to fight me for it, Warforged.
Leave it to someone like you.
He's so judgy.
Ah,
So what is it going to be, Warforged?
Hey there, Castaway. Leave it alone. I can make you something better in the future.
Missus,
Future.
I like that just fine. You can keep your dagger until I raise you up and you give it to me of your own volition.
We'll see about that, Warforged.
Come, little clicker. Let's go. Let's go.
I say that's a job well done. Can we return this thing?
Avirus looks over at Base and Lagoneth. Well, we've got what we've come for. It looks like the townsfolk are all dead. So there's no saving them. I guess we can tell the
Y'all
family
sure about
members.
that? We didn't go down here yet.
I'm not going down there. I've retrieved what I've come for. If there was a Vrock here in this room, who else knows what could be down below? I'm not here to explore these damned ruins. I'm here for the amulet, and I've gotten it. And I've got a nice little dagger for myself. That's all I care for. So I'm out of here. If you want your 8,000, you might want to come back with us. Or you can keep being the mighty explorers that you are and delve deeper into the ruins. However, you're not going to get any help from me.
Nor I. He starts making his way towards the exit.
I don't know if I need too much help from you.
He just takes his quarterstaff and he goes,
Well, no sense in us going off and getting lost in ruins without slightly trustworthy friends to fall before us.
Hey, I heard that.
You're all right.
he turns around and he starts walking towards the doorway.
Is Base leaving too, agreeing to leave?
What are you running, 2d10s or something right now? 50-50?
Yeah, it's gonna be 50-50.
Yeah.
51 and above, he goes downstairs.
I just don't see a point.
Yeah.
16%.
16, yep.
Yeah, he just turns around and follows you guys.
I mean, all it is more dusty ruins, right? So,
Who knows what's down below?
Yeah.
I mean, it ain't
This is Ryan,
8,000
we're
gold.
talking here.
That's what Slow Jams knows.
Castaway does use a particular ability called Druidcraft. He is going to create some. Basically, he's putting something over top of that loose piece, so when you reset it, so as it grows, it kind of looks like fungus kind of grew over top of it.
Never know when we might be back.
Oh, I got something on top of that.
If there's a rock in here, what's under there?
Bugs,
The main-
worms.
Avirus just shakes her head and begins to walk out.
Something
If there was
fancy
a
lady would
demon
like.
such as a Vrock here on this floor, I'd hate to think what's below.
I agree with that. Plus, it's not
Could
worth
do anything with
8,000
that.
gold in my life.
I say try.
So let's go.
Yep. What you doing?
He touches the little stone, whatever it is,
Locks it.
and locks it with an arcane lock.
Okay. All right. So you're all leaving? All right. So
yes.
you're able to leave the ruins. As you leave, though, you get a sense that the townsfolk that gone missing, if they were to come to the ruins, probably did not survive. When you opened or removed the slab, you didn't hear anything down below. And it was pure darkness. So you don't know what could have been down there. But more than not, chances are the missing people have been either eaten by the Vrock or slaughtered by the ogres outside. So as you guys leave the ruins, you're able to make it back to Sir Archibald Day
I
Darkmore's
assume-
mansion.
Long rests. were
Yeah,
in here.
everyone's fully healed,
Alright.
long rested. But before you guys leave, as you enter or get back to the entrance of the ruins, y'all spot, she does out in the open. She leans down, and the goblins and the ogres, she takes the dagger, and you see her just stab one of the ogres, the one that didn't have its chest blown out.
Yeah.
The other ogre that was still pretty much intact body-wise.
One that died last.
She stabs it with the dagger she found, and she begins to chuckle a bit to herself, and it begins to raise, and the ogre undead begins to follow her as you guys head back to Wolfpine.
Great, great pets are back.
That's fine. If anything, I just don't like that kind of necromancy.
She looks at the Warforged. Why not?
What's the difference?
What's the difference between me raising the dead? Their bodies are useless. Their souls have moved on.
All things belong to the Order. You're making it avoid that. Mine's not even risen dead. It's just fungus inhabiting its shell. In a few more hours, it'll return back to where it belongs, helping out nature.
Oh, well, my undead creatures will be helping me out. And that's all I care about.
And she's living.
Enjoy.
There is not much difference between your spore creatures and my zombies. This was an ogre. It meant nothing.
He did die. Use him as you see fit, then. Not my control.
Very well. I will. And she just ignores Castaway and continues back to Wolfpine. However, before you guys get to Wolfpine, though, you do see that she sends the undead ogre off into a nearby forest before entering Wolfpine.
Interesting.
As you guys return to Sir Archibald's mansion, Archibald is there. He invites you to his lobby again, and he's standing there in his golden silked looking robes with a red stripe attached to it.
Pristine.
Very pristine. And again, he's a human male. He's standing there, and he has his hair slicked back, and his guards are standing there. Ah! And before you enter, he has his servants clean all of you off, as you have mud and dirt all over your boots.
Be careful where you wipe.
So as you all step into the lobby, he goes, "Ah, have you found the amulet?" And Avira steps up. She holds it out. "Yes, father, it is right here." She steps forward and gives him the amulet. He takes it in his hand. "Ah, yes. Very, very good. This is what I was looking for. And all four of you survived. Ah, I am astounded. As promised, I will have 8,000 gold sent to your way. And whatever treasures you found, you may keep. Any questions?"
Not at all.
Who's paying me?
"I will have one of my men delivered to you as you exit the building. Also, did you find any of the townsfolk?
Sure did.
How were they doing? Were they alive or dead?"
They were eaten by a demon.
"A demon, you say? Ah,
None survived, as far as we can tell.
what kind of demon?"
A Vrock.
Ugly as hell.
"Oh, bird-like fiends. Not too surprised with one sitting around those ruins. I'm surprised none of you are dead, actually.
It came close.
You guys are actually... It's very surprising. Perhaps I shall have you all do another venture for me in the future, if you ever survive such a thing as a Vrock. Very well, I will have the gold at the entrance for you. I have what I want. We are done here. Now, you may be off. Oh, actually, one more thing. Virus, here, please. And did you find any other treasures, by any chance?" And she just shakes her head. Nothing that would be of use to you, father. I allowed them to keep what I didn't think you would really care for. He has she points at Gridaxia. He took a short sword and a battle axe. And the
plate mail.
Or plate mail.
I have an elven goblet, ancient.
Yes. He mentions that as well. And the Archibald goes, "Oh, wait. I am interested in the goblets. I don't care about the weapons. Can I see the goblets, Sir Volpine?"
I always have an unseen servant, so he takes it out of my pack for me as I'm standing there. And it walks it right over to him.
Archibald looks down at the goblet. Interesting. Very interesting. Not too bad. I shall take this off your hands, Volpine.
You shall add it to your collection, then.
Ah, thank you very much. God, take this goblet. And the guard just takes it in hands and nothing happens.
Mm-hmm.
And he walks in the back of it. Very well. Now I'm done with you, unless you have any other questions for me.
Not at all. He started making his way towards the exit.
Same.
Okay?
Gridaxia would have been one of the first ones to leave.
Yeah,
Okay.
Base is on his way out.
Alright.
Perusing as usual.
Alright.
Castaway just kind of, my feet, I don't want to wipe them anymore, so, enjoy.
So
Have
as
fun
you,
with your new dagger, girl.
so she just ignores the Warforge and she's looking at her dagger. But as you guys are walking away, Archibald looks down at the amulet and he kind of inspects it. Looks down at it. He sees it is surrounded by a golden trimming.
Mm-hmm.
Has some scratch marks on it, kind of beat up. He just goes, it was damaged. Was it like this before, Aviris? And she goes, yes, father. That's how it was in the treasure chest. And he goes, I wanted it in pristine condition. This is terrible. Terrible. I was hoping it would be in a much better shape than this. You know I don't like damaged goods. And she just lowers her head. Forgive me, father. There's nothing we could have done about it. And you just hear him backhand her. I hate damaged goods. And she just kind of just takes the slap with as if she was used to it. And he just goes, out of here, daughter, out of here. And he takes the emblem and he walks away. And as you guys reach the entrance, the guard there is there with the 8,000 gold for each of you. Gentlemen, he holds out a bag to Base, holds out a bag to Volpine,
The servant takes it.
holds out a bag to the Warforge Castaway, holds out a bag to Gradaxia, and the guard goes, that's a lot of gold. I'd probably make sure that no one spots you carrying that around town. Might be a few thieves around. Once you leave the premises, I can't guarantee your safety, you know. That's a lot of gold.
I know how y'all operate.
Yeah.
Your servants, by the way, Sir Volpine. They're at the tavern in town. Find them. One of our guards are watching over them.
I shall collect them. Thank you.
The master or the lord has shown interest in your group. He may call you again for another dungeon delve if you would like to earn more money.
And if he pays like this, why should I say no?
I learned quite a bit about the Lord.
Lord Darkmore is a fair man. He's given you the gold as promised. And you've gotten to keep the treasure, I'm assuming, that you found, so...
Yes. I'm so lucky.
A man of his word, that Sir Archibald.
Very well. Off with y'all. Take care. Until next time. You'll hear from Sir Archibald Darkmore if he has further use of you and your skills, if you'd like to make more coin. Goodbye.
Lagonia starts heading towards the tavern to go collect his
I start heading
Servants.
towards the tavern myself.
Okay.
It's
I
an
do not.
interesting bunch.
Okay.
Castaway actually begins to trudge down the way that ogre went
Okay.
into the forest.
Okay. What's your Gradaxia do?
Grid is going to a forge.
Okay. There's a local forge in town. Alright, so we'll end this session there. And that will be the first side story to Taverns and Caverns. Thanks, everybody.
Oh yeah.
All right.
It's my pleasure.
All right. Take care.